Wow, man, that was good.
What up?
That was
What's
good.
going on?
That was really good.
Yeah,
hey,
that was good.
For everybody in laugh chat, hold on, just let us finish rocking out. Just let us finish rocking out. I feel like it's 1979 again, man, and I'm a dishwasher and playing rocking out music while we're washing dishes and
What's cooking, guys?
Another Tuesday night with a game.
Tuesday night. How many weeks is this? 42?
This is 43.
43, but 44 shows, I think. I think we've established we're on +2.
Yeah. And
we've
been abandoned do I understand we've been abandoned by Shane? Like he's off doing something called POTA?
Oh, he has a POTA. You heard a hall pass? He has a POTA pass.
Oh yeah. Listen, even Ham Radio Adventure Guy, delays, he doesn't go all out on Tuesday nights, so he's close to home, so he watches the show.
Wait a minute.
He's here faithfully.
He was just on 80. I was chasing him on 80 meters.
Dude, the guy says
he had a pileup on 80 meters.
Well, so he broke the pileup to come to the clubhouse,
Exactly.
It is what it is.
And our own people aren't even here. I think it's called treason. Do we have the same treason laws where we can hang people for that?
Roll call. Roll call. Beer snack. Hold on. Beer snack.
Where is the snack?
Hold on. Tardy.
I don't know.
Right now he's tardy. Shane, where are you?
Do you guys ever see that picture or that video of the teacher who reads the kids' names, but she intentionally pronounces them exactly how they're spelled? So it'd be like, is there a Shanny? A Shanny? No? Okay. That kind of a thing. Yeah. That'd be perfect. I don't know about you guys, but my weekend sucked.
Dude, how much snow? Can we just
the snow doesn't bother me.
No, but how much snow did you get this weekend or back on Sunday, Monday? What'd you get?
Close to 16 inches, but Toronto, they got 60 centimeters, which is almost 2 feet. That's 24 inches. Actually, 60 centimeters is 24 inches.
Okay,
so I heard that they got
top of but for you, on top of what? Because I watched your videos, and with you doing the water across the genius, loved it.
Yeah. Thank you.
Loved it, and you could see
a little late
snow.
to the game, but thanks.
Yeah, watch hours are watch hours, and I watched it and ×2.
Now we got 16 inches, and we're supposed to get some more tomorrow. I don't know how much. I think we're supposed to get 10, so 5 more inches tomorrow.
Did you snow blow it off the ice rink?
Yeah, halfway, and then the belt broke on the snowblower. So. Yeah, that's where he sent the kids. But they're making a big hill. So actually what's cool about them shoveling it out is they have those scoops that are like sleds. We have a scoop that's like a sled. I don't know if you ever seen them. And my son's making a hill. And my wife wants to make it so that kids can slide down. It's pretty high right now. I want to make it a big hill so I can dig it out and make a quincy. I don't know if you know what that is. It's like an igloo, but it's so you stack snow and you let the outside crust harden. And then you dig it out to make it like an igloo.
Okay.
So that's what a quincy is. And I want to make it into a quincy so I can do field day from a quincy.
Winter field day. Yeah.
Yeah. So I don't know. We'll see how big the hill gets because I want it to be like table and chair and the whole bit.
You know what I want to see from you? What? I want to see one of your kids start from the top of the house, the roof for the house, and do levels of ski jumping, and then work their way, just landing on the ice.
Yeah. Well, last year we had a pile because we have our house it's 3 sections. We have the garage, we have the house, and there's a cross between them, and it's kind of on an angle, where the mudroom is. Mm-hmm. And so there's a lot of snow that builds up there. So they tend to just throw it on the corner of the driveway, and it literally went up onto my roof last year. And my son would walk up there, and then he'd run down. It was just. Finally, I had to say this year it is because they're going to get hurt. But I know we got a lot of snow. But I was
your insurance will go up too.
It would. Anyway, well, let's go around.
It's not funny. Yeah,
I got a little story to tell you guys about my weekend and how I didn't do POTA. But Don, how was your weekend, buddy?
I got sidetracked with a hose that broke in the shower. So that was a trip to Lowe's, which like had to get done. And then I just was not feeling it from being sick last week. I'm like, 90% better, 95. Last Saturday, I really thought I had it. I thought, hey, listen, I'm day 5, 6, I'm good. Man, my ass was still getting kicked a little bit, and with the rock chilling cold down here up here in Connecticut, and the winds, I just could not get motivated to get my butt outside to go activate. I did hunt 21. I got to send this in to a beer snack. I did hit the I did work our buddy Pat WA7 PBE who was on last week. He was in Washington DC. He was at a Pfeiffer. I don't think I've ever worked a Pfeiffer before. It was fun working him, but I just even on Sunday morning when temperatures came up to like in the 20s, I just could not get motivated to just bundle up and just suck it up and go outside. I don't see right now. I feel it. All of a sudden, you get me laughing, and I could feel that hard cough, and it was just really hard to get motivated. But I'm Jones right now, man. I miss it. Like this week, I'm off this weekend. I think I don't care. I'm going out this weekend. It doesn't have to be Support Your Parks weekend.
Yeah.
But still, I miss it. I'm missing it right now.
Yeah.
I'm like that crack addict,
Jonesing out there.
Jones.
Joe Brad, how's your week been, buddy?
Been pretty good. Plasma is asking Izzo, did he hear you on my live stream? I guess that was Sunday morning, I guess, after Coffee and Ham Radios. Did you operate as a hunter Sunday?
No. Everything I did was on Saturday. Yeah, the 15th. I'm looking at from 1900 into 20. No, negative. Sorry, Plasma.
I'm guessing. I don't even remember what day. I mean, I was out here both days, but I don't remember when the live stream was. But anyway, might have been Monday. Was it yesterday? Yeah, I think so. Anyway,
yeah.
But Joe Brett, you went for a nice drive. Speaking of snow, you went for a nice drive.
Yeah. So
cool,
here in North Mississippi, it started snowing and woke up about 7:00, and the cars were covered in snow. By the time my wife woke up, they were not. And she was really wanting to see the snow. And I said, well, it was Monday because after my live stream, I took her on the drive. So did you operate Monday?
Did she hit the peanut butter whiskey again?
No.
I need a spinach bowl.
So anyway, we drove northwest across a couple of counties up the interstate and found us some good snow, had a snowball fight.
Nice.
She wanted to build a snowman. I said, no, my hands are cold. So we went to
you built a snowman.
Yeah. Went to the local Sonic and got a Frito chili burrito. They started making them into burritos. So
really? What's that like?
It's messy.
Messy? But Fritos are good though. Fritos can make anything good. Or
Frito
better. I should say better. I like Fritos.
Yeah.
I go back to the days of the Frito Bandito. And if you were good, so they used to quick story. They used to put a Frito Bandito eraser as a promotional. You know how they put stuff inside the cereal boxes? Back in the 70s, they used to put the Frito Bandito because it was so everybody wanted that. And there was a plush toy out for a while, but they used to put a pencil eraser, but it was huge, maybe like a 2-inch by 1-inch, and certain bags. And this guy went to the store, and I would be buying up all the bags. And of course, you just empty the bags out, and
Yeah, thanks, Mike. K8MRD says, just want you guys to know that I was totally warm today. It was a low 70s and sunny. I was in a t-shirt. You can stop worrying about me.
Nice.
I did work MRD a couple of days ago. He had a great signal, but after that last comment, I'm not going to work him for a while. No, really, he had a great signal. He had a great signal. It was like, there he is. Like, holy cripes. The bands are getting better. I can hear Mike better.
What's going on? Steve, what about your week, man?
I took my radio gear with me up to my folks' house this weekend. And had I known they were going to sleep in late, I would have gone out and activated a park Saturday morning. Because then I had work to do around Dad's house. And we had a storm roll in Saturday night. So I made a beeline for the south, and got home about 9:30 Saturday night.
Okay.
Mhm.
And then it was raining most of the day Sunday, so I didn't get to go out. I did go out yesterday though.
Hmm.
So you didn't have the power outages or any of that stuff?
I didn't. My parents lost power though.
Okay.
So
Because we caught Sunday, so it was Sunday into Monday. The winds kicked up around here. I have a Davis weather station, and we recorded we recorded a 52 mile an hour gust, a 57 mile an hour gust, and a 48 mile an hour gust between 2 a.m. and 6 o'clock. And at around 6 o'clock, it's like the light switch went off, and it got better. But for those 4 hours, man, let me tell you something. The house was a shaking. The feed line was banging up against the bedroom window. The DX Commander was really doing a nice hula dance. But hey, I worked Jason and Shane today on it, and it's doing good, so it's not damaged. That's how your antenna's not damaged. But
so the highest wind gust I showed for Sunday was 17 mile an hour. Or no, that was yesterday.
oh, I mean, we've been having those 17 miles lately has been sustained around here. It's crazy our winds.
15, but my weather station's only mounted about 6.5 feet up. It's on the top of my fence. So
I had a similar story, Don, but it had nothing to do with antennas. That's
And Norman's right. I do WC Fritos. Oh my God, that's right. Because Norm and I are about the same vintage. I'm not gonna say age. We'll just say vintage. Hey, I did see the International Space Station tonight. Absolutely incredible. I've never seen it so low. I all of a sudden Sue was cooking cutlets and macaroni. I said, come on, let's go outside. And everyone just got warm and they threw on coats and we all went outside. And of course, we're having the great family debate that everyone doesn't know where Northwest is. And I'm trying to tell them it's like, can't you just trust me? I know I'm the antenna guy in this house. I know where I want my dipoles. Okay,
antenna boy.
Yes, I'm antenna boy. If you say move that antenna to the north, I know exactly. I mean, enough to, and everyone's debating me. And then all of a sudden it came up the horizon and it was beautiful. I've never seen so bright. And there it was. And for about 15 seconds.
Looks like it would have been just out of view for me.
Yeah. On this particular pass, my pass was at 1825. Like I said, I've never seen it so low before. Absolutely. I mean, I've seen it before on 2 years ago on a pod. I was doing a late shift, and I caught the. I'm gonna screw this word up. It's not a meteor. Yeah, no, it's a meteorite. Wait, it's
comet.
The comet. Yeah, whatever it was, that flying object that burns up. That came through, and then like 15 minutes later, the space station came through on a beautiful, late shift. I mean, I was in my glory.
Did you know that there was like a comet or an asteroid that passed by Earth today, and supposedly
I heard
you could
that.
see it?
Yeah, I heard that.
Too bad it's friggin' cloudy here. I would have loved.
I was going to say, is that why the radios went dead?
I don't know, but
they were all saying that. What was it? G5? A G5 went off.
Yep.
Today.
Yeah. Well, guys, this is the. I was gonna make a joke, but anyways, my weekend didn't go as my weekend didn't go as planned. Saturday, I had coordinated with my buddy. We're gonna go do a POTA on Saturday. And my daughter, we had a birthday party for her on Sunday. So my wife wanted to decorate on Saturday. But she did most of the stuff. My other buddy, he had messaged me earlier on the week. He says, "Hey, Saturday morning, can you go with me to get 2 freezers?" There's this lady who passed away that we know, and she had 2 freezers, one stand up and one chest one. And he's like, "We're gonna be taking it home." So I said, "Yeah, no problem. We'll go first thing in the morning, though." Yeah, no problem. So I messaged him in the morning. He's like, "Oh, we can go between 11:30 and 3 o'clock because that's when the elevator's available." I'm like, "Okay, fine." So we show up. It's the 5th floor apartment building. We show up. There's no freezers. Somebody else took the freezers. And then, of course, I didn't want to be like, "Let's go." So we had the woman was a hoarder, for Pete's sakes. And we had to carry all this stuff down 5 floors. Like, I swear there was I don't know how the balcony didn't fall, because you go on the balcony and it's like there's like 100 friggin' pot plants, all different sizes, full of dirt in there, all stacked up. I'm like, where the hell did she put all these pots? Anyways, so we had to help do that. Not only that, we had to fill his trailer now with garbage that had to go like the guy's like, oh, it's only a mile or two out of town. It was like friggin' half an hour drive to this farmhouse to go put on a burn pit. By the time I was done and got back, there was no POTA. And then Sunday was not happening because my daughter's birthday party. And then the bands were messed up. Like they were really mad. Like I tried to hunt. It wasn't that good. And there was a VHF contest as well this weekend.
Yeah, there was.
Yeah.
I actually heard guys in my area where 146.52 is fairly quiet, it started lighting up. It was actually nice to hear. I was coming back from Lowe's on Interstate 95, and it was, the Lowe's is maybe about 30 miles from my house, but it was actually nice to hear some activity on the Simplex calling, channel.
Well, anyways, I tried and I couldn't. I couldn't.
Thank you, you know something. I was listening to the story too, James, and I'm like, did he just say? Was he referring to cannabis or was he referring to?
Well, it's legal up there, so it doesn't matter.
Oh, we're 5 stories up, and you got. I'm not joking. They're like 2-foot diameter pot plants. They're not pot like plant pots, potters,
potted plants,
potted
plants.
Yeah, and it's full of dirt. Yeah, welcome to the cannabis.
No. Welcome to the Don Izzo Grammar School of Enunciation. Because we knew what you meant, but what came out was different. Which is what happened. It happens to me all the time. I get it.
Let me tell you the story, man. It was like friggin'. It was amazing. So like, anyway, so we were looking at all these potted pots. Frig, there's flower pots, and like fit 5 stories, and we have like no buggies. We had like the 2-wheel dollies, so we're like looking over the edge of the balcony, and we're like, like, can we just drop these out? And we almost did, but then somehow it just came to our mind that these are plastic pots, and like the mess we're gonna have to pick up afterwards would just be like, I swear it was like 100 pots over the edge. So.
The chat,
way,
video it
the chat. Our guys in the chat are great. Our guys are awesome.
I wasn't gonna say anything.
I think you can only grow 10 pot plants. My neighbor does. Like he's got these like not now, it's winter, but massive pot plants. I think you can only grow 10. Maybe Joseph V3GKT can tell me. But
I think my neighbor's growing some.
Yeah.
They got a little greenhouse out back with the red and blue lights in it.
Yeah.
And I can tell when they turn new lights on.
My kids know what it smells like. Even my 11-year or my 12-year-old, because like my neighbor all of a sudden is like, Dad, what's that, like a little hint of skunk, but not? And I'm like, that's pot. He's like, oh, okay. So he's like, Dad, neighbor's smoking pot again.
So seriously, is it legal in Canada or your province?
Yeah. It's legal.
She's
legal.
So it's legal to grow it, sell it, or
you can grow a certain amount. I think it's 10 plants. I don't remember. I think you can grow 10 plants. I don't hold me to it. Do not take any legal advice from Molson. I think it's 10 plants or something like that. And government, it's all government's cannabis shops. Like they're all, well, no, they're not, but they're all, it's all government controlled and everything like that.
So they're taking the taxes on it and going into the budget.
Yeah. Like there's franchises. People own franchises, their own stores and stuff, and it's all approved by the government. There's only so many licenses to do it, stores per province, and yeah. But yeah, that's pretty much it. So that's the pot show with Molson.
Wow.
Hey guys, we should just remind everybody.
There you go.
Thank you for coming out tonight. If you like what we're doing, we got a lot of big things coming up, and the Buy Me a Coffee is always available. So we deeply appreciate. Please do not feel obligated. It has to be 50 or 100. I mean, if it is, hey, that's great. But 1, 2, 3, whatever. We're not trying to shake anybody down, but you know what we're doing with that money. We're giving it back, and we got some plans for that. So just want to say
my buddy Mel V3OJN, he just said it's 6 plants per household, per person per household. Damn it, we're 6. I can go in business. 36 points.
Well, listen. Hey, I watched your video. I watched those 2 videos that you uploaded that you told us that nobody saw, and I did see the other one with your beverage, with your ideas of the beverage. I didn't realize how much property you have, man. You got some really nice property up there.
Oh, I got some, not huge amounts. I can't. Yeah,
but
you
got some nice property.
Yeah, thanks. Nice to see you too, Ham Radio 2.0. Nice to see you too, buddy. He goes, ugh, Molson.
Hey! The man just did a radar. Give him a break. He just did a radar.
No, a radar is 3, isn't it?
So
isn't a radar 3?
No, it's 5. Whatever he did. Wait a minute. First off, he did a radar. He did it with Shane. Now,
he did a Don Jeremy. That's what he did. He did 5.
Now, wait a minute.
Or what's Ron Jeremy? He did Ron Jeremy. He did 5.
If he had Frank with him, what's the handicap between Frank and Shane?
Oh, I don't know if I could take both of them at once.
Oh,
gosh. I'm still wondering if they actually done it. I mean, they was cutting short on time. They did a late shift. Did they actually do it?
Well, as the rule states,
yeah,
it's in a rolling 24-hour period. So, I
was just gonna say, Father, is Joe going to become the POTA police or like a priest here or a minister? Yeah. Oh, wait, we have Molson. Molson. Okay. So Father Dan, everybody.
Talking about POTA. Finish up your thought there, Stephen. But then we started a conversation before the show. And we said, no, we're going to do this during the show.
Yep, we'll do it live.
Confessions of a.
So the radar counts even if it goes into the next day. What he's got to worry about, though, is how many contacts did he make in this UTC day at that last park before
as long as it was 10. As long as it was 10, he's good.
I know Jason was hurting. He was trying to get that 10th. I could hear him on the SDR, but he could not hear me.
All right, so I worked him at 0030. I worked him and Shane at 0038. So I did not count towards the January 18th. Anything logged for the 18th. But that's just me. He still had a pileup going. Jason still had Jason and Shane still had a pileup.
So supposedly radar is 3, 5, 7, 9, or 11.
Yes.
I think the guys who are going for 11 are getting shortchanged. I think to be put in the same category as a radar, I think that should go to like some kind of ham court or something like that.
But so the deal is it's a different award for each.
Oh, okay.
A different animal? A
different animal.
Different animal.
Jason, I sent you the link. So please, Stephen, we have a little bit of a conversation to have here with our we have a guest.
Wait a minute. Live in the pickup in the Overland.
You turn it down there? Yeah, it's gonna be okay.
Hey,
Jason,
look at
live.
that. Shane's chasing a little furry animal. Look at that.
Oh my God. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. You put who's driving?
Shane's driving.
I thought it was the other way around. I was going to say wait a minute. I was going to say you put Shane in Frank's seat.
No. Shane's driving, and it's a rental car, so doesn't really matter.
Jump the curb.
Hazard. You got the extra insurance, right?
We did lots of off-roading today. Yeah.
Nice.
Dukes of Hazzard time.
We did the 5 radar. We started this morning. We activated 5 parts before the UTC day turned over at 6 p.m. Texas time tonight.
Good.
Wow.
So
congratulations.
We got 5 activations, and then once UTC turned over, we switched to 40 meters, and we did a late shift at that same 5th part. But we each got 11 contacts at the 5th part before the UTC day ended. So we should be good for the radar.
Good.
You're good for the radar either way, even with the late shift.
So you guys hungry? You guys tired?
No, we're no, not. I'm not. I mean, we had a really good hole in the wall hamburger at a hole in the wall place in Jacksboro, Texas. That was good, and it's dinner time, so we're going home to eat dinner now. But it was a fun day. It was really nice weather, 70s and clear, so we had a good time.
Good stuff.
The Pac-10 Mini was the antenna of the day. It performed very well everywhere we put it.
On every band too. Did you work it on 20? Did you work it on 40?
We stayed on 20 the whole day. It wouldn't. We wanted to get on 17, but it wouldn't tune to 17. And then Shane had a 40-meter link for it, and we put that on at the last when we switched to 40 at the end of the day for the late shift. So it worked well on 40 as well. We could have tried 15, I guess, then, but we didn't.
Is that a QRP antenna?
No, it's 100 watts.
100 watts? Okay.
Yeah.
Oh,
but
that's good.
we were only running 50 watts on the IC 7300 today. For some reason, Shane wanted to try to save battery power, so we just ran it at 50 watts SSB all day. But we got the radar done with 50 watt radios, so that's cool.
You tell him to go buy another battery. It's very simple. You buy another battery and you throw it in the back just in case.
Now that's what the rental car is for.
I brought a spare battery. We had plenty of battery power. That wasn't a problem. I don't know, but yeah, 100 watts or go home. In my opinion.
Yep.
Hey, 50 watts got the job done. 50 watts got the job done. I can't complain.
Gotta ham harder.
Excellent.
Yeah, that's right.
And 70 late shift contacts.
Yeah.
Right.
Hey boys, you got a challenge. We got Whiskey 8, Julia Echo Sierra here says that he's a Radar Lion under his belt, 12 parks.
And Shane's going to do that next month.
Yeah.
12 parks
Yeah.
in 24 hours.
For the cheating next month.
Yeah, he's going to do the 14 parks next month. So
That's pretty sweet. 12 parks. Is that would that be 12 parks in 24 hours, guys? Is that it?
Yes.
12
correct.
and 24.
Holy
Yeah.
shit. That's
You
crazy.
literally, as much as you want to stay at that park after you hit your 10, your 11, 12, you know, also on that pilot, it's hard to leave. It's so hard to tell the guys, you know, because you're adrenaline, because you're so used to your adrenaline going and working everybody, but you got to have a cutoff. You got to have a cutoff. And, you know, that's exactly right. Yeah, I would have been content to just sit there and work the pile up all day long at the first park we went to, but yeah, we had to shut it down, and it was it was worth it. It was worth it. But we just kept telling everybody, hey, we're going to a second park, so look for us on the POTA spotters page soon, about an hour. So.
James is saying his best is an ostrich. Who comes up with these names? An ostrich. Goodness gracious. All right, so we have a jury now, guys. We have Shane and Jason who will be the jury in this. And Steve is going to be confessing to me. I don't know if it's confession, and I'm not making a mockery, but we have
Father Daniel in the house. Guys,
Father Daniel's in the house. And Steve, please go ahead. I'm going to just mute you, Jason, for a second. I'm going to mute yourself. Or you want to mute yourself just because the car. And then if you want, just hop in anytime. Steve, go ahead with your. You were explaining a scenario before the show started, and we said, stop. We're doing this live. Yep. So, Steve, the floor is yours, my friend.
So I've got a little conundrum here. I worked a gentleman yesterday, park to park, who happens to be a 4-land call in Texas. When he sent in his log, my call wasn't in there. But he hunted me at the park. So the question begs, do I email him and say, hey, what's up? Do I just add it to the log, since I have to upload his log? Or do I let it go and not get the park to park?
So did you do anything yet, my son? Or did you do anything, or are you still waiting?
So I emailed him and let him know that I found out as I was leaving, it was actually a 2 for park. So he gets a second park number out of that one.
You know, before the show, you made this sound like some scandal. So you emailed the guy.
Yeah, exactly.
Like I thought you went and you just added to the log, and we were gonna have some kind of a scandal thing.
No.
But, I was getting ready to put a devil on one shoulder and the angel on the other shoulder. The POTA devil, the POTA angel, and they were gonna like whisper in your ear.
Yeah.
Okay, but would that be okay? Here's the question: is if you're the auditor, you're adding it into the system, and you notice that your contact wasn't there, should you or can you just add it in for them? Because that I don't know if that if it's not on the log, then technically you can't consider that to be a contact, right? So, but
it's in my log.
Yes,
it's
but
not in his log.
But you can't add it to his log. That's like tampering with evidence after the fact, right?
Right.
Oh, Johnny
That's like-
Cochran.
Oh, you can't handle the truth, Steve. You can't.
Well, that's why I'm asking.
And
I wouldn't.
Poda and a gentleman here.
Right. I wouldn't edit his log unless he told me it was okay. So.
Oh, Molson.
I just want to.
Yeah. Where is
I just
Bear
wanna-
Snack when you need
I
him?
just want to comment. I just want to comment about how Molson thinks he's both a pot grower and a priest.
Well, you know,
Something I noticed.
we
Man of
elevate
many
you to a
talents.
new spirit. That's
Great.
I thought that was going to be all scandalous. Steve, you're just, the problem is you're so melodramatic with, like, you're just like, you know, like, so
Oh,
here's the problem, guys.
You got him on a rant, Steve. Steve, you got him on a rant, though.
You see, it's kind of technical. It's kind of like you have to be on the inside to know. You make it so melodramatic, and then ends being nothing, Steve. Oh, goodness gracious. You're such a
Good way to get a
disappointment,
Molson
Steve.
rant going. You know?
Steve, you're such a, you know.
And that's, I'm afraid that's almost contagious because you know what the other day Izzo was like, I got a great idea for the show, guys, and then nothing for 3 days.
I told you what it was.
3
I
days
told-
later, yeah.
I was on my deathbed. I was getting ready to send you my 705.
Deathbed
okay.
is not in the policy in the bylaws.
I know, but I was getting ready to send you my 705. I wanted to make sure it was going to go in two hands, in good hands, and so she wouldn't sell it for $200. I mean,
I
to me,
Oh, look, there's Sue in the chat.
oh,
What's the one in the chat for?
they want you
The
to
Molson
rant. They
rant.
want keep
Oh,
it going.
yeah.
Keep it. Yes, you got to keep it. Listen,
I told you guys we haven't done a Molson rant in a long time, and there's a reason why. But when you guys were talking about that, I said if we're gonna do a Molson rant, I need like a little intro video saying Molson rant, you know. So and then I'll
Create
do
the
it.
video.
Yeah.
Let's
No,
get
I'm not
ready to
doing that.
rumble.
You don't make your own video. I think we should have a segment called Confessions. And I was saying to the guys, our intro should be like the Foo Fighters' Best of You intro, and that would be the beginning of it. And yeah, Confessions. I think that would be the best. Yeah, we'll have segments like Confessions, Molson Rant, Shane's Wild Animal Adventures. You know, what would be the video clip? Like we'd have to have like hairy chest guy like chasing. You know, I'm watching Shane. I'm just saying this to see what Shane's reaction is.
This is my buddy James. This is my buddy James. See, James is already up in the ante.
80,
Wow,
I'll do at
that's
least
so
100.
dark.
Yeah.
That is so dark when you croak. Come on, James. He's
I
not
was-
gonna croak.
James, I'm not going to chase you on 80 meters anymore.
The problem with croak is it implies that you died of natural causes or something like that, and we all know Sue's just going to take you out. That's what's going to happen.
Hey, hey guys. Speaking of which, I want to thank everybody for being a gentleman last week. I for the audience, very honestly, that was not planned. That was just strictly. I had to go upstairs. I had to get something to. I forgot, to bring something down, and when I came up the stairs, she said to me, "Are they talking about me?" And sure, because Beer Snack did make a comment. And so she said, I'm going to go down here. I'm going to go down there and sneak up and tell him. But you guys were all gentlemen. I want to say thank you.
She was awesome.
She was very impressed with, she says, you made a good choice in friends. Wow. Yeah.
Wow.
You know what's interesting is Beer Snack's not here tonight to give out the disclaimer, and here we are watching Shane drive while listening to the Ham Radio Clubhouse, and I'm in such suspense.
Okay, I think I have it down. You ready? Ladies and gentlemen, watching this segment of the Ham Radio Clubhouse on YouTube, or if you are listening on the podcast, please be careful if you are driving, operating heavy-duty machinery, or crocheting and using hook, knit, and purl stitch. We are not responsible for any paper cuts or emergency transports to the emergency room or life flight helicopters. Please enjoy the show.
Oh, I just got an email, guys, from the CDC. They said that extended periods of laughing can cause long COVID, so we have to add that to the disclaimer. Okay.
And for our second week in a row,
And
as you can see on
demonetized.
the and for our second week in a row, as you can see on the banner, we are also streaming out live on Twitter. So if you're watching us
Are
on
we?
Twitter,
Oh yeah, we are.
yeah, welcome. We appreciate all of our fans who are on Twitter. So now we're giving you multiple options so you can laugh your ass off and have fun. That's what it's about, just having fun. Don't let's not. We're not going to talk about politics here. We're not going to talk about Brando and the politics and the COVID, and we'll talk about plants and pot plants and from Molson and,
So
and how much.
I want to know what time Jason and Shane got started this morning.
Yeah, unmute yourself.
He picked me up about 7 a.m. and we got to the first park. But actually, the first park we went to that we were planning to activate was Palo Pinto State Park, and it was closed under construction when we got there. So we had to turn around and go to the second park, and then find a fifth park kind of along the route. It worked out fine, but I guess we activated. It was probably about 10:30 in the morning before we actually got the first activation done.
Did he buy you breakfast?
No.
Cheap. But he's so cheap. He is so cheap.
Nah, well,
cheap. He's cheap.
You guys are the ones who live stream with him every week, so I don't know what to say about that. But it was a perfect weather day. I think I said that already, but it was really a fun day. I got 3 new parks in my log that I'd never activated before, so I was happy about that.
Nice.
You know what's the beauty of POTA, and I remember when I started a couple years ago, you used to stay away from Tuesdays, Wednesdays, and maybe Thursdays, and Vance and those guys would every once in a while show you very, very low numbers. It's not like that anymore. You could do POTA, although I know on Sunday mornings, I think it's a very low turnout. Like here on the East Coast, I watch the times because obviously I want to see where everyone else is like around the country. So from like Texas coming back to me, between Central Time, Eastern Time, I respect those who go to church on Sunday mornings, but I'm like wondering, are guys like standing up in the pews, singing their song, praising, asking God for all their sins, but are they like, come on, minister, let's get going because I got to get out there and get some POTA going, and what I mean, so I can get out by 11, which is not really like
the alert's going off the whole time.
Exactly, which is like 12. Like, is it 12 o'clock my time? Sunday mornings, I think, is the only low, maybe the one low that you might get, but for the rest of the week, Tuesdays could be just as busy as a Saturday, and that's the beauty of this program. No more. Don't do it on Tuesdays. Yeah, do it on a Tuesday. Go for it.
Oh yeah. What was that?
This was kids making noise upstairs, dropping stuff.
Are you gonna give them a Molson rant? A dad rant?
Sure.
Don't you know it's Tuesday night and I'm on YouTube? What do you do? Where's your mother? Or wait till your mother gets home.
Yeah. No, it's after the show. The beast comes out. Whoa, it's screaming upstairs.
So do you take that black T-shirt? It's like that's why you have a lot of black T-shirts, right?
Yeah, I rip them up every night. I have one for every day of the week.
Like Hulk Hogan. You're like Hulk Hogan. You are the Canadian Hulk Hogan.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did we go over the December numbers last week?
I don't know. Did we?
Shane, did we? Shane, last week, did we go through the numbs?
Hold on. When you guys unmute the mic, we had a question. What parks exactly you guys activated? So
we started at Possum Kingdom State Park.
Yep.
And then we went to Lake Mineral Wells State Park. And then from there we went to Fort Richardson State Park.
Yep.
And then from there we went up to Lake Arrowhead State Park and then ended up at the LBJ National Grasslands, which is just north of Decatur. And we're not back yet. And we covered 430 miles today.
wow. That's a good round trip.
Oh yeah.
All in the name of POTA.
Yeah.
All in the name of POTA.
Because in Texas, if you want a POTA, you got to drive.
Yeah.
Great.
Yeah, this isn't like Long Island when I was up there with Bob last April. You could drive for like 30 minutes and hit 7 parks in half hour.
It's not like DC where you can activate 5 at once.
Right, yeah. Or like Bo out there. Bo, KF7FC. Bo, he took N8YO, Frank and myself, and we sat in one spot and did a 4-fer. I'm like, well, this is easy.
Great.
It takes longer to duplicate.
So,
Right,
so
had to duplicate. That took a long time.
So how exactly? So you can have a park in a park, right?
Mm-hmm.
But are these like parks in a park in a park in a park in a park? Like, or is it rivers and trails? What is it?
Yeah, they're not all parks. You've got national forests, national grasslands, national trails, historic points. So it's not like it's not always a state park overlapping a state park. Sometimes they're different types of entities.
Yeah.
Okay, so
Well,
like elements within a national park or something like that. Is that what you mean?
So
Okay.
the park I was in yesterday, I was next to the Palmetto State Trail here in South Carolina, which happens to be in the Francis Marion National Forest.
Okay.
So that's a twofer because the trail is inside the forest.
Yeah, I can understand that, but you can't be on 4 trails at the same time, right? Because you have to be within an entity. So for a POTA, you have to be within an entity, right?
But for a trail, you have to be 100 feet within. All you and your equipment have to be within 100 feet from the trail itself, either on the trail or within 100 feet of the trail.
I'd really like to see the circumstances where you conveniently fit within 5 entities. Like if you have to be within the borders of the POTA or and then you have to be within 100 feet of the trail, so you still have 3 others you got to nail at the same time. Like, I'm not saying it doesn't exist. I would just literally like to see it, to see, okay, how can you meet some kind of criteria for 5 things in a park at the same time?
Well, obviously 5 things is going to be a lot. I don't want to say trickier, but it's more of a logistical plan of a lot of research, seeing what overlaps what, and obviously DC is maybe the anomaly.
Yeah,
maybe DC is the anomaly. When Jason came up to Connecticut in April, I took him to a twofer, and maybe about a month prior to that, I had literally found out that was a twofer because of the river that goes through the park. Just happens to be part of some wildlife preserve, and it got added. And all, but again, I have to be within 100 feet of the river within the park itself for it to be a twofer. If you're outside 100 feet, then it's only a 1 park. Yeah, it's you have to know your rules and just and
That's why I just stick with the 1 part. It's a lot.
We're on the honor system,
so I can see I can see
it, Joe's right. I get it sometimes.
I can. So James Linden, he gave an example. It's so I guess he's in a POTA. He doesn't say that. A historic marker that's on a waterway, which has a bridge for a trail over it. So I guess the trail, which is the bridge, the historic marker, and then the POTA, that's a 3fer. Okay, so I guess so. It doesn't necessarily have to be like a distinct park in POTA, right? So then it's the trail.
Correct.
So if there's a historic bench on a trail that's right beside a river, that's in a park, that's a 4fer right there. What do you got to add? You got to add, like, I don't know, something else. It's kind of weird. I don't know. It's whatever.
Well, that's when I go to DC for Memorial Day weekend. I plan on doing that 5fer.
Oh,
Excellent.
Yeah? So, because I want to activate all 50 states and DC.
Okay.
To me, it seems a little bit like, like you got the bag of Doritos for the kids and they each get 5, but you don't have enough. So you break a big one in half and you count it as 2, that kind of a situation. That's kind of what this whole POTA thing kind of sounds like, where you
No, it's not. You just don't like POTA.
But it's not that I don't like it. It's just kind of like,
it's not
the historic bench that Abraham Lincoln sat on, like,
yes.
You're just mad that you can't do that with your pot leaves.
Yeah.
Listen, those pot leaves can take you places that river never could.
It's not pot leaves on the air. It's parks on the air.
So I have okay. I was gonna, for my first POTA, I was planning to do a short video introduction, and at work we did in construction we built 2 cannabis shops, and so I had talked to the owner and I said, hey man, I got this really weird question to ask you, but I want to do a video, and it's for this thing called POTA. I'm explaining it to him as like, I want to play stupid and say, pot A, like what's grade A pot? And I want to come into your store and ask you all these questions about how do we activate? Like, I got to have enough stuff to activate, to get 10 people like activate, like, and just play on the whole pot thing. I never did it. But yeah, there's for an unknowing person, they might consider POTA as some kind of Class A pot. I don't know. Welcome to the Ham Radio and Pot Show.
What have we done?
I think we're gonna have to ask. I think we're gonna have to ask Vance when he gives out the January report in February to have a pot column for you, Wilson, just for you, and we'll see how many guys.
I've never, guys. I got to tell you, I'm joking about it. I've never touched that stuff in my life, ever, never done it. So I don't know anything about it. So
Hey guys, I'm gonna drop. We're almost home here, and appreciate you guys letting us join tonight. But
Yeah, absolutely.
Welcome home. Be safe. Get something to eat.
later. Yep.
Later, guys.
See ya.
Ham Radio Happy Hour on my channel on Friday. Hope you guys can make it.
Oh, that's right. Excellent plug. There you go. There you go.
Thanks,
Take care,
guys.
Drive
Guys,
safe.
See ya.
Jason, we'll have a fun time with Jason and everyone else on Friday night, as always.
So, since we're still kind of on the POTA topic, and I don't think we went over the numbers last week,
Go for it.
just for the month of December, 350,000 contacts made,
That's crazy.
1,400 operators, and 3,000 parks from 23 different DX entities. That's huge.
Sorry, hold on. 300 something thousand. How many entities?
So 3,000 parks,
Okay.
23 different DX entities,
How many activators?
1,400.
Okay.
So,
Do you know last week when I was sick, because when you get sick, your sleep schedule's all messed up.
oh yeah.
I think it was around 2:30, 3 o'clock in the morning. I came down here to the shack because I left the scanner on. So it was squawking. I went to go shut it off. And of course, I got the monitors on. The POTA website is up. Now, I've never seen the Japanese and the Italians being listed.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
It was like, I'm like, whoa, like, holy Christ, there's Japan on the POTA website. And of course, it's not in the ban op where I can go operate.
Right.
And I'm like, am
Gotta
I
get that
delusional? I'm like, have I died? Have I died and gone to heaven? And I'm like, what the hell happened? Yeah, but it's like you had to pinch yourself to say, wow. Again, look at the different time zone and everything. And of course, right now they're sleeping
Yep.
Hey, take care, Vern. Thanks for coming by tonight.
Hey, Vern. Good night, brother.
Yeah.
What's crazy is one activator had almost 10,000 contacts.
Was that Bill?
No,
Was
it's
that Bill?
James. It's got to
No.
be James.
That's not
Nope.
James. No, that's not James.
Nope.
That's Bean.
No.
Bean is going to kick James's ass.
Yeah, I was gonna say Bean's gonna be a beast. She's out
Hey,
there all the time.
she was out there today. She was out there
I
again
saw
today.
So who's got what's the call sign of them? I want to look this person
Case
up.
Aaron,
K7
7-3,
CAR.
K7CR?
Is that the guy?
CAR.
Is that the guy in the trailer or in the camper? The camper out in Arizona with the beautiful sunset pictures. He builds out the
Nevada.
antenna farm.
Yeah, he's out
Nevada?
a camper. Yeah.
I love working him. Every time I work him, I
9,808.
think of the beautiful pictures that he posts on Facebook. I mean, it's just absolutely. He just
Holy
moves
cow.
from location to location.
He's got
great.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 antennas up for a POTA activation.
And do you know when you
Are these
work
all
He
him?
stays there for a while.
Yeah, but most I gotta tell you something. When you work him, he's a gentleman. He's he'll especially if you're like when your pile up is over, he'll talk to you. I mean, I love working him. It's great. It's like he's a gentleman.
Okay, if anybody's watching or listening on the podcast, you got to look up this guy's mobile installation. It is something else. So Kilo
It's beastly,
7,
yes.
Charlie Alpha Romeo. Holy cow. He's got a YouTube channel too, eh?
Is he?
Yeah, he's got a YouTube channel. Doesn't have many videos on it, but
Yep, and
yeah.
W8JES in the chat says K7 car is currently on FT8.
I was gonna say he's probably on right now.
9265.
yeah, that's not radio. I'm joking. I FT8.
Oh Lord.
So by the way, and by the way, only there's already one of my resolutions for New Year's that is completely destroyed, and that would be
What's
that? was like 2 days into the new year, and it's the discussion. How do we save ham radio, boys? So yeah, that's screwed up.
I'm starting to wonder because I'm hearing that more and more on 20 meters and 40 meters, and I'm starting to wonder why.
The Clubhouse is here to save ham radio, boys. That's what the Clubhouse is here for. We're gonna bring the message of the POTA. It's gonna save your soul, and we're gonna energize you. Yeah,
Father Dan, thank you.
Yeah. So yeah, it's I don't know, man. Whatever. Anyways, let's go on to something else because I'll rant about that.
Can I give I like to just give out a quick shout out.
Go ahead for the shout out.
So it was I gotta just bring it up here. I just want to make sure because I don't want to be disrespectful to the old man. So as you guys know, I've talked a lot of many influences in the hobby for me, and one of them was my grandfather, who I have his call sign. He got licensed in 1933. He was a teenager, young guy in his 20s, I believe. And I told you guys I was the kid. I'm not good at sports. I never was. And but he just come down to the shack. So I learned about geography. I learned about I didn't grasp to electronics like how he did, but I just to radio etiquette. He also had those dirty magazines in Portuguese in the shack, they used to hide. They used to hide under the real National Geographic, and Boy's Life and all those are. But anyway, he passed away today, back in 2014. And for those of you who never heard the story, with his club here in Connecticut, W1 NRG, the Meriden Amateur Radio Club. It was himself and a couple other guys who, right after World War II, they started the Ham Radio Club in that area, and it grew. Still a great, vibrant, great group of guys. They have kept the whole legacy of amateur radio going today. So if you're a member of W1 NRG and the Meriden Amateur Radio Club in Meriden, Wallingford, Connecticut, congratulations, you guys rock. I say that very, very sincerely. But he passed away today, back in 2014. But I'll remember a couple days before he died, he lived in a I forget what you call those places where you go, where it has the nursing home. Help me out with the word. He had his own place, assisted living. And they helped him. They helped him put out the dipole. They actually brought in a bucket truck,
Nice.
to help put the radio. He had the end corner unit. He didn't have to fight him. They just let him. He chose the tree. It had to be done to his. It had to be done to his specifications. They actually drilled some conduit in the wall for him. Put the box up. The lightning arresters, the whole 9 yards, ran. And, towards the end of his life, he was really, really big into QRP. He started off as a QRO guy, building his own amplifiers, his own tuners, back in the 30s, the 40s, the 50s, and so on. Even when I was a kid, the shack never had heat. The heat came from the amplifier. That's how we kept warm, and it worked. But later in life, it was all QRP. Well, he used to pride himself of doing, Morse code, tapping out. And for the longest time, it was a straight key until he finally got a paddles, and then he loved his paddles. So for, I guess, you guys who are CW enthusiasts, once you find a paddle that you like, from what I understand, you just love your paddles. And then sort of like how I buy antennas, you guys buy paddles. And one day, I came over to his house. He's on a lawn tractor. He just got a lawn tractor. He never had a lawn tractor, but he just got one. I'm like, what the heck? He's like tapping his leg as if, I'm like, what hurt? I'm like, what's hurting his leg? He's doing something with his right hand onto his leg. Not to realize, I got closer, he had a belt. He strapped the paddle while he was on, God bless you, on the lawnmower. He had a little QRP, and I saw the antenna. And he's fooling around on CW, tapping out. I said, what are you doing? He said, I'm doing about 30, but every time I hit a bump.
So, dude, Did he literally have a radio on his lawn tractor? Is that what you're saying?
He had a 9-volt. He had a 9-volt crystal job. This was back in the 70s, late mid 70s.
The early
He had.
50s.
I
need
have
to
no
see
idea.
that.
I wish I had. I swear to God, I wish I had pictures. It just blew me away. And then as I got older, he'd come over. He'd come over when I was living with my mom. I was about 18, 19. We had dinner on a Sunday, and I went out to the car as walking him out, opening the door for my grandma, getting my grandmother in the, and he's strapping on the belt to his leg as they were going to drive home. He screwed in the big whip antenna. He says, I'm going to go operate 20 meters on the way home. And I'm like, where's your microphone? He says, come on. Yeah, you know me. He was going to drive and do Morse code.
Don, here's the crazy part. Some of those paddles are as expensive as some of your antennas.
Like what, $100, $200 or more?
More.
I have no idea what a paddle goes for. I'm not a CW. I have no idea. So
yeah, I looked at them because I want to get into CW. And the name that keeps coming up is Bengali.
Bengali. I think I've heard Kyle talk about them before.
Kyle and Josh have talked about those.
When his club
is about as expensive as a Brunelli shotgun.
Really?
Yes.
When his club W1 NRG, when they had their 100, I think it was their 100th or no, it couldn't have been 100. I think it was their 50th club anniversary. They put him in front of the club station with a big cake.
Oh, nice.
And I have pictures of him. He's talking to everybody. He's tapping out, or he's doing Morse code. And I went over to one of the guys. Now, as he was getting older, his Alzheimer's was kicking in real hard. And I looked at one of the guys. I said, who's he talking to? He says, I don't know. He's going too fast for me. I said, well, find out. I want to know. I mean, this is a monumentous occasion. Let's see who is Frank. Who's he talking to? And find out what's speed. They said they lost him somewhere between 40 and 42 words per minute.
Wow. And
he was just going. So you guys know how I like to talk. He was the same with CW. You could not get him away. You couldn't shut him up. You could not. You'd have to. He was, and I just remember as a kid though, he always wanted me to get into CW. He helped me get my general. He really helped me I got over that hump. I got stuck at like 8-10 words. He got me past the 13, and it was really a pleasure because he was pushing me hard. He kept saying, "Stop trying to copy every single sound you hear. It's not how we talk. When I'm talking to you, I'm not saying T-A-L-K talk. T-O-2-M-E me. Talk to me." He says, "You'll start learning. You're learning a language." And so the old man would take words, phrases, sentences. And I mean, obviously at what, I don't know, I'm going to guess 25 plus, you're really not copying letters, I would presume at that rate or higher. You are copying words. Well, but again,
that's who we need to bring on to talk about this is NAYL.
Yeah, I absolutely. Some guys like Mike who are so proficient in CW, they just blow me away with being able to converse, and especially when the bands are in the worst condition, or let's say you don't have a great efficient antenna. Somehow CW just kind of plows through it all. Coming in. Yeah,
but Ham Radio Dude did a live stream the other day. He was looking at old radio like catalogs, and like some of the prices of the keys were like, $3. Practice keys for like $2, $3. Some regular keys for like $6.
I don't ever remember him. He used to build. He would build amplifiers, build his tuners, build his antennas. I don't ever remember him building any keys. Those are something that he always bought. I always remember these heavyweight. He used to call it a Navy key. Yeah. It was very, it was like a straight key, very like if it fell on your foot, you're going to have a broken foot, a broken toe.
My grandfather's got like a crap load of keys, and I hope to get those from him. I think I'm going to get them when he passes, but I got a straight key. But honestly, I think like I know that some of them are like $300-400, and trust me, like I have my straight key that I do like I enjoy doing the straight key. I haven't done it on the air, but I practice it, and but really, besides for the, I don't know what the word is, the action, like the spring return, they're
Mhm.
very basic things. I think the hardest thing to build one because it's just contacts. I think the hardest thing to do would just be adjusting the what I would call the action of it, or how like its response.
Yes,
But
the
besides,
spring. He was very Daniel. He would keep extra springs when he had his straight keys. He had the man had parts like he used to save baby jars. He would clean out the baby jars, screw the
See,
tops
Ed.
into by Ed, and all his parts for everything. But I remember he had one. He seat up for his Morse code for his straight key. I guess the tension had to be so. I guess because that's your key, you know exactly how it feels.
Yeah.
Like if I was to touch that tension, he would know it in a second. And
well, why don't we put the link to the? Why don't we put the link to the stream? Anybody who wants to come on, but if you guys have, if you know about CW, about keys in particular, come on the show. I'll put.
Come on, tell us about it.
I'll put the link in the into the chat here.
Already got it.
So it was like I said. So it was actually very nice again to the guys up there at the W1 NRG group. From a family member, my family, we deeply appreciate all the support that they did. When he passed away, he had a vanity call W1FD. That was his initials for Frank Darmafalski. So we petitioned the FCC to allow the club to have his call sign. And they use it today for field day because nothing is better on field day of working W1FD. And I know I strive every year of trying to work the station, just for myself, just to put him in my log because I miss the old man. I wish he could see what we're doing today. Again, he wasn't all that happy that I was not a CW guy, but the man still respected me. And to me, that was we were able to share a difference of opinion and still, but yet be very, very respectful. And that's hard. That's hard as family members because we all know in our families what happens behind closed doors. Sometimes it can get rough when you have your difference of opinions, regardless of what the topic is. But the old man allowed me to have that.
Yeah, but when he was with his buddies, like, damn, that kid's gonna kill ham radio with a single sideband.
Hey, I never understood this, but if there's anyone who is older than me, when the tech came out and the internet was coming out, there was Tech Plus and, and the changes within the hobby, and then the internet was going to destroy ham radio and all this other stuff. He says, listen, we heard that back in the 60s when double sideband and the sideband was going to kill ham radio. It didn't. He said it enhanced it. It allowed guys to participate more. And then we got nervous because all those guys were playing with the small waves. I'm like, what's the small waves? In the microwaves. When the guys were chasing satellites, again, these theories come out that ham radio is going to die. Are we so afraid? Hey guys, are we so afraid of that 6-letter word called change? No. If it's not for you, that's fine. But don't be dissing it. In my opinion, let it happen.
Yeah.
Let it happen. You know what I mean?
So somebody asked.
Somebody.
Yeah. Don, somebody was asking if you have your grandfather's keys or your dad's keys.
No. So when he passed away, it's my mom and 3 other siblings. So they were able. We were all allowed to take something. Unfortunately, the keys I did not get. But I do have some other memorabilia. You can't see it here in the shack, but I do have some of his other memorabilia. One of my favorite, actually, I'm looking at it right now, is in that anniversary part. I just looked at it. It was their 60-year ARL, being a club. But I have a picture from him back in 1947. He's operating. I'd show it now, but you wouldn't do any due justice here through the camera. But he's operating, and it's one of the amplifiers or the transmitter has high voltage. They were serious back in those days. When that plaque said warning high voltage, I could just imagine, because they used to say those things on a hot, humid day, you could feel your skin almost burning. I'm trying to. I used to like, well, how much power are they freaking running? And
Well,
I mean, how safe is it? I mean,
well, I guess to give, does he live in? Did he live in California? Because like a 9-volt battery in California has to have high voltage, and this could cause cancer. So
they started in the neighborhood using a nut, which is obviously, I'm not even sure if the battery matrix is what it is today. They used to make their own, wire, and they would use a 9-volt and a crystal to work around the neighborhood and then everything else. Back in 1955, I'll tell you guys a good emergency prep story. 1955 here in the state of Connecticut, one of our major rivers that goes from north to south, flooded with rains. Towns were destroyed. It was, true catastrophe. And they went out. The Hams went north to go help with communications. They were using 6-meter AM back in those days. Why? Because 6 meters, not only because they did some testing, it was able to cover the entire counties sufficiently. Well, they were running out of battery power. So what they did was they were going around finding all of the vehicles that were destroyed, turned over, and they were pulling the batteries out so they can operate and keep their stations up and going. And they were very resourceful of what to do. And another one of their antennas they used to use was called the Halo. Now we know Halos have been, a lot of guys are saying, "Hey, I hear this great antenna. It's called the Halo." That's how I was. And I remember going to the old man. I said, "Graham," I said, "I'm looking at this new antenna called the Halo." He says, "Halo?" He says, "We used those back in 1955." And they used to go to the muffler shop, and they asked the guy to turn them, make them circular. They get muffler pipe. And the different diameter of the pipe and the different length would give you a different resonant antenna. So
How about that?
So a lot of these antennas that we think are new today, they've been around for eons, decades and eons, whatever you want to call it. But have fun and experiment.
I think DX Commander kind of summarized that, saying like, we're not, like, even him, like, he says, you're not really inventing anything new, you're just, I guess to some degree, if I was to just say it in my own words, is you're just repackaging it.
How did Cal say it? We're not inventing. We're finding. I forget how do you say? We're finding it out, or we're discovering it, but not at. I mean, it's here. It's already been here. It's here. Always was here. We're just aware of it.
Yeah.
So yeah.
I don't know. It's and I guess that's kind of makes I often think about where we're gonna go next with things, because it feels like the major advances in development and technology were years ago, but then I don't know. It's kind of interesting to know where we're going to go from here. You know what I mean? Like with you guys are dealing with your Linux and all that stuff, and computers and radios and touchscreens and cell phones. And what can you guys think about? Can you imagine the advancements in the last 20 years, 30 years? What the hell is going to happen in the next 30 years? What's going to be out there in 2050? That's going to be very interesting.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know.
Well, you guys are going to have to push me, because 30 years from now, I'll be 88. So you guys are going to have to turn the radio on for me. You're going to have to put. You're going to have to push my wheelchair closer to the desk for me.
What if we make you a cyborg? Yeah. What if you're a cyborg? And all of a sudden it's like CQ, and you're just sitting in your old folks' home. You can't speak. You look like you're incoherent, but meanwhile you're friggin'
Don't make me do FTA.
Pileups.
Do not make me do FTA.
Oh, imagine single sideband doesn't exist anymore because we speak FTA.
And there'll always be one guy who's over deviating, screwing it up for everybody.
Right.
And there'll be the other guy who's running, 150 watts into the antenna where it's going to start to melt.
So speaking of melting antennas, my club president, the past president and past vice president, went out and worked a POTA with an FT891 sideband. They melted the Wolf River coil.
Is that just recently, since the last show? Because we talked about melting a damn Wolf River coil the last show.
Was it you who showed us? Didn't someone show us one melted?
No, we saw it on somebody else had a show where it was melted.
Yeah.
It was crooked. It had
Yeah. It was
you know, I don't want to get myself in trouble here. It was
was,
kind of
well,
lean.
It
was
had a
leaning,
little bit of a curve to it.
It had a little
to
bit of
the-
a curve. It was kind of leaning to the left or leaning to the right, depending on your perspective of how you're looking at it. And
Yeah.
But
No.
they,
Who show was that on?
I don't remember. I know what you're talking about, but yeah. No, they actually called the guy up at Wolf River Coils and said, "Hey, I thought this should do 100 watts sideband," and he goes, "It will," and they went, "Well, it's got about a 4-inch curve to it now," and he goes, 100-watt sideband, and you guys put a curve on it. I'm like, yeah. He sent him a platinum for free.
there you go.
So that's it. Dwayne's James is saying Dwayne melted one.
Mm-hmm.
I know about that. I don't know. It just seems like it's happened a couple times there. But,
It
so was
has
that just
happened.
recently?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah?
They melted that one recently.
Oh wow.
Do you think that's going to be a challenge now? Let's see how much the antenna can do. How much can it take? You know, are guys going to start doing that to the spark gap antenna? Are they going to start doing it? Because you know how
The
you know
spark gap. That's outlawed, man. You can't do that.
that
45
spark-
auto, they did that on sideband. It was not digital.
So I think here's I had an interesting conversation with a gentleman one time, a ham who's been a ham for quite a long time, and he was telling me, he was like, FT8 is not full duty cycle, and I think one of the things is that there needs to be a little bit of how would I say it? There's new things coming in. You buy an antenna and you don't necessarily think, you just look at 100 watt, you put it through there, and I don't know. I don't know where I'm going with this idea. It's just that it just seems like there's so many factors when you start up and you're going FT8 or you're going single sideband or you're putting the amp on. It's kind of one of those things that you become maybe complacent about. Like you don't necessarily think it through. Like it's just like switch, and you go, and then you deal with the aftermath. I don't know.
Well, no, you're right because Shane and I were talking about this one day, one-on-one. He was talking about getting an amplifier. I said, "Hold on." I said, I was thinking about getting an amplifier too, but guess what? I'm not set up. I'm not set up for an amplifier. I'm set up for 100 watts. I said, so think before you go buy that amplifier, just get out a piece of paper and write down everything that you're going to need to make sure you have to change over, like your tuner. Your tuner that you have, unless the amplifier comes with the tuner inside it. But there's going to be a lot of things don't do something stupid. Just take 10 minutes out and write everything down and see if, because maybe you are set up. Maybe you are set up to run 500 watts plus. But
I would say that you need good ground. Like if you're going to put an amp and you're in an apartment building, I think you need good ground. You need good grounding.
I think he just wants to blow out all those LED lights from his neighbors and turn on their Keurig coffee maker on them.
Right. Smoke the Keurig.
Smoke the Keurig.
Yeah. No, but I think that's I don't know. I'd be interested to know if somebody who has an apartment shack dealing with grounding issues running high power. I'd be interested to know how you deal with RFI and in your shack and because when I have I'm in my house, I have ground rods, I have things set up, and if I have an issue, I can go ahead and just modify stuff because it's my property. But if you're in an apartment building, how do you deal with that? Because when I hooked up my amp, I started to get RFI in the shack. When I was running my 100 watts, it wasn't an issue. And then I got RFI in the shack, so I had to deal with that. And so it's part of its grounding, right? So
hey guys, just a reminder, we just threw the link in the chat. Steve just threw it in there. So if you want to come on the show, if you're living in a shack, if you're living in, if your shack is maybe living in,
if your wife kicked you out of the bedroom and you're living in your shack, come on the show.
Joe Brett, come on, speak up.
Speak up. If you're shacking Greg, I mean, or HOA, or if you're a new ham and you're living in a condo, maybe apartment building, you're 18, 19 years old and you're living, with your parents or somebody. Hey, it could be challenging, man. We've all been there. There's I have not forgotten where I came from. Trust me, I have not forgotten where I came from. It was, I had to work for it. Still do. I still got to work for everything. I'm not running.
Wondering if I can get a full-size conversion van make it a mobile shack and put an amp in it. 220 off of a generator.
Every time I drive by, I see these. I don't know. Is it Class A? The smaller ones, the small, even
No,
the conversion vans.
Class A is the big bus.
Okay, Class C
Class
then.
C.
Those Class C's
Had the little cab over deal.
just like K7 CAR. Or something like that. I'm like, man, do I just get one of those and that'll be my Potomobile and there'll be no complaining that it's 7 degrees out in January and Don don't feel good. Get your ass out there. Just turn on the propane. Let's go.
Right.
Sit. But that may be the way to go.
Yeah.
Talking about living in a shack, I just want to bring up the Shack and Greg.
Who's that?
If you
Yeah,
Is that
question
Greg?
for you. Hold on, question for you guys. Have you ever sat down on the couch and blinked, and then several hours later realized what happened? And yes, welcome, Beer Snack, for dropping an F-bomb.
Hey, Beer Snacks, what's going on?
Oh my God!
No.
know
You're
what-
no. You're still dreaming. You're still dreaming right now. You're dreaming.
You know,
of
Don.
all of
Even
your,
in my dreams, you can't talk. I'm still living in an apartment, not a shack. Jeez, oh man.
yes, that's how you know you're still dreaming.
Oh my God. Yo, seriously, I sat down as soon as work was over. I sat down on the couch and I didn't even turn the TV on. I sat down and I'm like, all right, let's just sit down. And the next thing I know, I got a text message from Joe saying, did this go through? So Vern, it did. We'll just go with that.
he's already gone, but I'll let him know.
Oh, okay. All right. Oh man. Hey guys. So what did we do tonight so far? Because I missed the agenda.
Well, no, you got to go watch Team Replay, and we voted you to do. We voted. Joe Brett is taking minutes. Shane too. Shane thought he was going to get, instead of a hall pass, a POTA pass. No. Shane's got to do some things, and you may have to.
Whatever.
You may have to do the books. You may have to do the books for us.
How's that any different than?
Right.
So how was your week?
Yeah.
Here's that. How was your week? Good.
It was good. It was pretty decent. Had a decent week. Had the kids this weekend, so didn't really get out much.
Pictures.
But
saw some good fun pictures.
oh yeah. Always got to have fun, having a good time with the boys, and it was too cold to get out for them, so couldn't go anywhere with them. But hey, I'm glad everybody that went out had a good time.
Did that storm affect you a little bit, or on Sunday, Monday?
Oh,
Sunday
what?
night?
I mean that light dusting and then the monsoon that came through. I tell you, driving at 11 o'clock at night for that it was not fun.
Oh, I bet not.
Water on top of snow is worse than just driving on just water or just
Correct.
snow.
Correct.
I'd rather drive on black ice.
I was gonna say, I live in the South. A little bit of water on the road, they lose their effing mind. So
I see private. Guys in the chat. Izzo was hurt. He said no one wants to join us with a sad face. So that's the way you want to be. You ain't my friend. No, Beer Snack. Good to see you, buddy.
Hi, Dan.
How you doing?
I'm doing good.
A little
What
sleepy, but he's good.
What do you? Oh, you have a red shirt on. I was like, your beard and your shirt almost match. Look at that.
Is that better?
Actually,
Go a little bit
why
higher.
don't you wear?
Go
Why
a
don't
little
you,
bit higher?
Beer Snack? You ought to take Molson's beard that he has of you.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, here we go. See? Look,
Hold on, let me go find. Wait. I'll tell you what. Let me go find a black T-shirt and hold on, wait.
We found out.
Still don't have enough hair.
Beer Snack. We found out tonight that Molson will take his black T-shirt and rip it like Hulk Hogan when he gets mad. So that's why the ample supply. That's why.
hey,
Here he is.
So
What's up,
James,
guys? Not much, buddy.
Guys,
James.
James is taking a break right now, so he came in to get warm and recharge the batteries.
I have been here for the full episode, Dawn.
Yes, you
Yes,
actually
you
came in. You were here early.
Right. No.
No, what did you do? For everybody on 80 meters, I'm sorry. I got
Tuesday night, I activate Chief Logan Park, which is 5 minutes from the house. At exactly 7:28 p.m., I went QRT and left and came home.
I was chasing. You had an 80 meter pile up deep. I went upstairs, and all of a sudden you were gone. And I'm saying to myself, "Is he here?" And sure enough, I looked in the chat, and there you were. You're not lying. You're like, oh.
So James, how was you did support your parks this weekend, right? How did you do?
Absolutely.
How many contacts did you run this weekend?
I haven't compiled all the contacts. I can tell you.
How many parks?
Do you want to count the tailgating that I did beforehand?
Sure.
Yeah, sure.
Because I started Friday morning, and I did six parks before UTC clicked over, and then I did 2 after UTC Friday night, 6 on Saturday, and 3 on Sunday.
Nice.
And every one of them was over 100 contacts. So
nice. Good. Excellent.
Very, very busy. Got a lot of new parks in Virginia this weekend.
Nice.
Good.
Joseph, you still digging yourself out of the snowstorm?
No, I haven't been outside today. I was digging yesterday.
Hold on. Is Frank here? Hold on. Is Frank here?
Yeah. So, no, I'm just working on a PTT cable for my TR switch for the log.
Don't let us slow you down now. I'm sorry. Don't let us, slow you down.
I had to come on and save the show. You guys were complaining that nobody was coming on.
You're making a PTT switch for what?
Oh, you don't hear me complaining.
You were sleeping.
My receive loop, Daniel. I'm going to try a portable receive loop. And I have that Pacific Antennas kit or whatever it's called. And kit's right here. It's inside the box stored. But yeah, TR switch. I need to get a PTT off the rig so I can switch the relay.
Is that for the house or for going out for POTA, for field
I'm going to try to use it for POTA for 160 meters.
Joseph, send me that link because I'm looking at doing the same thing here at the house.
It's a kit. It's but if you're up for the build and it's not a final product when you get it, then by all means it's.
Oh yeah.
So is this
Steve's good at kits? Look at all the kits behind him.
So Joseph, I've never seen this kit, but is it when you push the PTT, it closes one relay and opens another for the antennas?
It's meant for 2 rigs. It's meant for a receiver and a transmitter, and then 1 antenna.
Okay.
But you can swap one of the connections, and you can use it for 1 rig and 2 antennas.
Yeah, so like when the switch is open and be on your receive antenna, and when you push the PTT,
exactly.
Is there a delay in there at all?
Haven't built it yet. There shouldn't be.
Okay.
Let me. Do you want me to? Let me put it on Discord, and then Steve can share it here or something.
I'd be very curious. Tom, you have no video right now as it is working. Yeah.
So yeah. Anyway, the point. Sorry. Go ahead.
Just Tom's trying to come into the show, no problem, but we don't see you with a video there. Don't know what's going on with it.
The whole point of this is to say I'm going to try to build a receive loop for 160 meters portable because I made a contact. I made 13 contacts on my last activation or my last 160 meter activation. And one of the guys said, "Oh yeah, you have a pile up of a couple dozen and you can't hear them." And I'm like,
so what's your design for your receive? A log?
It'll be some sort of loop on ground. Yeah, I haven't finalized it. I haven't built that yet even, but I want to get the switch done and then I can, put whatever I want on the receive port.
Now, James, have you done anything on 160 also? Yeah. Or just 80 is you have?
No. Yeah.
How much activity are you guys seeing on 160? Is it like half of 8? Is that a fair statement? Half of 80 maybe?
Less.
Or
I don't do very good because the Eagle One technically is not supposed to tune to 160.
Correct.
I basically just tune it to 160 to get me a few contacts or to go chase park to parks.
Yeah.
Wow.
So for me, I've had on sideband, the most I've worked in one activation is 14 on 160 sideband, and then that's with a full 100 watts and charged battery and whatnot. And then on FT8, I've worked a whack ton. So if I go to my POTA stats page, I have more than 100 total contacts on 160, but
Yeah, I can do
100 of
better
those
on
are FT8.
I can do better on FT8 160
Oh, yeah.
too.
Yeah,
So
FT8's not too difficult.
Right. So obviously, the antenna that you're using, James, is not inefficient, because that's how I've always felt. Even with it on 80, you'll make contacts, but it's not inefficient, because the Eagle One is built for, obviously, for 40. That's its. Then anything higher in the bands is pretty good also, but 80 is even 60. 60 is.
I made 125 contacts on 80 meters tonight on the Eagle One.
Yeah.
Wow.
Nice.
No, 80's not that difficult, Don, because it's the proportion of the total quarter wave or whatever type of antenna it's acting as.
I was
right?
playing
So,
because I was playing with some ground radios, which he says you don't need to do. But I found that as I started laying out some ground radios for 80, my performance got a little better.
oh yeah, absolutely. But
So as you guys are talking about 160, I'm trying to think, what the hell you got to do to modify that antenna to make it,
I don't have an Eagle One, so I can't speak to that. If James, if you want to describe if you do anything to that, go ahead. But I can describe what I use if you like.
My vehicle looks like a mini school bus, and it's radial enough for me. I drive a third row seating Nissan Armada, and it's very long, and I've got a very long plane. So yeah, it's radial enough for me.
Right on. Yeah, I've been using my spider beam to hold up a 38-foot wire on 160, and then I have a base coil. I was building that a few weeks ago, and that base coil gets me to about 2.25 to 1 at the FT8 frequency, and then with a tuner, I can tune around the band. Yeah, that's pretty well what I use. It's a vertical with 4 68-foot radials, and I don't have to put this radial straight. The radials can be bent and whatever, and ends folded in. It all works, and because I have the tuner anyway. But the coil is just to get it real close for the tuner, more than anything.
The interesting thing is, for the month of February, when I'm in Florida, I will not have the Eagle One with me at all.
So what are you planning on using? What's your game plan?
Well, I've got the Buddy Stick Pro.
Mm-hmm.
I've got an Eagle One, and I'm going to use a in-fed half wave. I'm not sure which one yet.
So that means, for us here in the Northeast, we're going to have to. 40 is sometimes tough for Florida, but 20 may be between 20.
I'll be on 20 a lot in Florida. 20 is wide open in Florida.
Okay.
30 works too if you know FT8. But
So there's a very cool comment. I'm not trying to change the topic at all. I just opened a program.
Too much POTA for Daniel.
No, not at all. But it's just it deserves some recognition. Whiskey Yankee 1 uniform says, "Hey Don, I was sitting next to your grandfather at that Whiskey 1 November Romeo Golf 60th anniversary event. He copied solid, was tapping his foot while copying CW."
That's my buddy Tim. Yeah.
That's
Tim's
really cool.
a member of that club, and hey Tim, you ought to come on here some night. We'll talk about old clubs who've been around for a while, and Tim, I'm sure, could tell some great stories from that. They're a great group. They are a great ham radio club who's still very, very active today. And they do everything from fox hunting to field day to they're doing stuff on Zoom, and they've got a great club. And it to me, it's a great legacy of what my grandfather and the many other guys right after World War II who started the club, just keeping it going, as well as adapting to all the changes. That's the key right there. They've adapted to all the changes throughout the years. And I'm sure they fought and had their disagreements like every other club and everything, but guess what? No, they haven't stopped. So, thank you, Tim.
Nice.
Can I give you guys a piece of advice?
What's that?
Don't use glue lined heat shrink until you know your circuit works.
Oh, that sucks.
So yeah, I was just looking through my log, and most of my contacts with Florida, I got a lot on 40 and 20, but the majority are on 20.
To Florida?
Yeah, but it's like a pipeline for me. Like Florida just booms in here.
Yeah, I'm sure most of my Florida ones are on 40. Oh, sorry, 20 on 20.
Yeah, 20. Yeah. I got like this weekend, New York and New Jersey, big time was booming in here, but it was really weird, the bands this weekend. I know I said it before, but they were just really weird.
Oh, VHF was pretty good. Did you guys do any contesting on there?
No, I didn't.
Did you guys see my photos?
Huh?
Did you guys see my photos on Discord?
No.
I saw the snow that you had posted.
The snow.
I was gonna say,
which
Discord, you gotta narrow it down.
And to quote Joe Brett, that would be a Mississippi state emergency. I think he said.
Yes.
Yeah.
I was I was on Twitter or something, and somebody said, "Oh, we got 6 inches of ice on the road." I'm looking at the picture. I'm like, "You see the yellow line right there? That's like a 1/4 inch of ice. What are you talking about?" He's like, "Everything's shut down. The highways are closed." But listen, there's a lot of trucks in the ditch on the major highway, the Trans-Canadian Highway, and just north of here there was a few, fatal vehicle accident. Two trucks in a car. So it doesn't matter where you live. Bad road conditions. Drive slow and take your time.
I'm surprised.
And put friggin' winter tires on your car. All these cowboys with no winter tires.
Chain the trucks.
I don't think chains are legal up here until you get a certain degree north.
Yeah, you have to be in there's certain roads like mountains and stuff you can put chains, but you can't run down the highway with them.
Do you guys still run studded tires?
Only Perry Sound and north. You have to be pretty far north for that.
Really?
Only there's Zambonis, Izzo.
Zambonis?
No, Zambonis don't even use studded tires.
What's the date for most places? Like December 15th?
I don't know.
Or November 15th, most provinces you have to have your winter tires on. And it can't be all seasons anymore. It has to be winter. Ontario can be all seasons, but like Quebec has to be specifically winter tires.
So people still go to the traditional gas station and do the changeover or whatever, or they do it themselves. Because as a kid, that was something. November 1st to April 1st. It was one of those.
Hey, you gotta change out that summer air for the winter air.
I was just saying the same thing there, Steve.
That too, exactly.
But there was some lady, I gotta find it. Some lady, I don't know if she was trying to do a TikTok or something. Joe, did you hear about that lady in Ottawa? She drove down on 12 kilometers or 15 miles on the river.
Oh, I heard about it. I didn't read any of this. So go ahead and tell the story.
I don't know the whole story, but supposedly she was driving on the ice on the river for a long distance, 15 miles or something, 10 miles.
Oh, I did not know that.
And then her car
crazy.
popped through the ice, and then she's on the roof of her car taking selfies while everybody on the shore, because it's like a river where it's all houses along the river.
Yeah.
And you see people's videos, and they're like, "Oh my goodness!" And all the neighbors are like, "Call 911, do this and all that," and she's just ignoring everything happening around her. She's on the hood of her car, taking pictures, and they charged her for they actually charged her for reckless driving and
I believe it.
all kinds of stuff. It's crazy. I'll see if I can find a picture of it.
For the VHF contest, I did go north to Perry Sound, and there were a couple rivers or lakes and whatnot up in that area that I drove by that had snowmobile tracks all the way down them that you could see from the highway. So it's a thing to drive on ice, of course, but I don't think so much in the Ottawa area. I think it's pretty thin ice most of the time.
Okay, I gotta share this with you guys.
New series, POTA Road Truckers.
Hold on. I gotta share with you guys the screen here.
I know the Alaska guys do POTA on the ice.
Good evening, Ariel, for joining us. Peanut butter and jelly.
Hey, Rod.
There you go.
Oh my God, look at this.
Yeah.
Unfazed.
It's nuts.
And I thought Southern guys were
You got to capture the moment, though. She's probably she's on social media. She has to be TikTok or Instagram or something.
She's gonna be like, "I'm gonna go viral."
Yeah.
You're gonna
Not
go to
her
jail.
first. Yeah, that's. I agree with Joe. That's not her first time. She's
no, not her first rodeo.
no.
Oh my God! The car just fell through the ice.
I would have to say,
do?
she's doing better than me because I'll forget to take video of pictures all the time. So
Yeah, that's same here.
Can you imagine herself? Can you imagine the capacity on her cell phone? She's probably sitting with 500 pictures. It's just sitting there.
Yeah, no. She probably takes them and just like wipes out whatever. She's probably going through and go, don't like that one, don't like that one, don't like that one, don't like that one, don't like that one. No duck lips, no this, no that.
Where was that from, Daniel? Was that Manitic?
What's that?
Where she was?
She was on the Rideau River.
I think it was Manitic, Ontario.
I don't know.
That's about as close as you can get to Ottawa while still being pretty hick. So.
Still being pretty hick.
So residents along the bank of the Rideau River were credited for thinking fast after they used a kayak to save a driver whose vehicle went through the ice in Manitic on Sunday afternoon.
Can you imagine the guy in the kayak and she's like, "No, go away, not yet. I gotta get these pictures." You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I think I saw a video of a guy or a lady from her house. I did see a video. And she's filming all the people on the water and seeing her there. She's taking a picture. She goes, "Tabarnak!" She's taking a picture. It was one of those situations. I'm sure. Listen, that's almost as well. Anyways, I'm not going to say it. There was a girl years ago, and there's a highway that was built to go around Montreal Island. It's a very sad story, but this girl. There's a family of ducks walking across the highway, and this young girl, she just got a drive. She stopped on the highway in the fast lane to help the ducks go across, and then two motorcyclists came behind right in it. Both of them died. Almost as airhead as that, but anyways. Yeah. So, yeah, there's all kinds of stupid Canadians out there who take selfies when they break through ice.
So, what would be Canada's equivalent of a Florida man?
Alberta.
No.
I'm going to keep for that, but
no. Florida is like our Texas. I mean, Alberta is like our Texas. I think
Florida's like our Texas, eh?
I think Manitoba would be sorry. If anybody here is from Manitoba, VE5 is Saskatchewan, right? So we're good.
Yeah, VE4 is Manitoba.
Yeah. So I think Manitoba would be our Florida man.
Interesting take.
So do you guys have a radio show and it's called Manitoba or anywhere else?
Nope.
So I'm looking at the map right now. So the guys, the Northwest Passage? What's that? 7 land for you guys?
That's VE8.
Okay.
Do you want to share your screen, Izzo? Do you want to share your screen and we can point it out?
No, I'm actually looking at. Well, I have the map in the shack here.
Oh, okay. Yeah. So Northwest Territories is Victor Echo 8.
Yeah, it's
and
an old
Yukon
paper
is Victor Yankee 1.
It's not. No, it's Joe Brett. It's laminated. Just so you know, it's laminated.
Oh, it's laminated.
You would actually like this map, Joe Brett.
I'm sure I would. You just
Joe, he probably had to take it to a FedEx to have it laminated.
I brought it to Staples. I did because when I ordered it, I thought it would be laminated, but it came as paper.
No, it was CVS. It wasn't or Staples. It wasn't like Wall Drug or something like that.
No, I bought it on Amazon. Don't you make fun of me?
Why?
It's not for fun.
Go back to bed. You're sleeping right now. You're still making fun of me in your sleep.
Good. At least you know my dreams are good.
How's the beer?
Beer's next to it, something, right?
Still warm. Parchment map.
Hey, who said that? Phil. Phil, you're older than me, I think. So I'd be careful, Phil.
Phil, he still has the one that has the X on it. The X marks the spot for where his shack is.
As long as he can find the shack, he's okay.
Well, driving around with Izzo, turns around, he's driving along, and all of a sudden he turns around, he says, "All right, hold on, we're lost. All right, somebody reach in the glove box and get the map." Okay.
Rand McNally for a long time.
Whoa, hold on there, Sacagawea. We're gonna Google that.
Listen, every time Sue and I go for an extent, I'm talking about like 100 miles plus. I have this great map I picked up at Walmart. Where is it? It's hiding between her seat and the council. She doesn't pull it off until the last minute. I'm like, pilot to co-pilot. Find the rest areas. Find the cool places on the map. Not that all of a sudden we just missed it because the exit went by.
There used to be a book called The Next Exit Point.
Yeah, there are a couple out there.
Are they still out there? We had
I
one.
saw
We had a
one.
motorhome.
Yeah. To me, I like truck stops. I've always liked because you can find anything and everything in the truck stop. I told you guys that back at Christmas time. You got to do Christmas shopping, birthday present, anniversary gift,
In the
stuff,
bookies.
Yeah, anything. You can, and then while you're there, get yourself a Popeye sandwich. I mean,
Hey, if you're bored on a Tuesday night, need some fun. Yep, lot lizards are out there too.
There you go. There you go. Exactly.
Hey, Mike, welcome.
Just bring
Hello, all.
Hello, Mike.
Hi, Mike. How you doing?
Sorry,
I'm
you
doing
had to
good.
come in on that, but
Hey, I'll throw a plug out to Mike. You know, for those of you not following Mike on Twitter as well as his Instagram, Mike's got some great Instagram stuff every day. I just don't like how Instagram doesn't do, but Mike's got some great stuff out there. So
Thanks, Don. I appreciate that.
you're having fun. You're having
Yeah.
fun, and that's what's important.
Mike
Yes.
would definitely take a selfie before his car went through the ice.
Yes.
This man, Mike,
As
does
he's
not
saving the
miss
radio.
a picture opportunity.
as he's
No.
saving the radio,
Yeah.
come on.
Yeah, right. Radio in one hand, phone in the other, going, "Yep, we are. We're walking this baby out of here."
Yeah.
Oh, that almost came out of my nose. Thanks,
Yeah,
guys.
do enjoy seeing your post, Mike.
No, thanks. I appreciate it.
So now I'm looking at a map of the Canadian call sign like layout, and I'm
Yeah.
looking at a map of the U.S. and I'm like, okay, if
Yeah.
British Columbia is definitely the Pacific Northwest. Okay, that's so you have like you have Seattle, which is very much like Vancouver because they're right across from the water from each other, and then you have like the mountainous area, you know, the whole Rockies. So Pacific Northwest for sure. I would say Newfoundland is like our Louisiana because you can't understand a damn thing they're saying. True.
Oh, come on, go easy.
I think Nova Scotia would be like Maine.
Go easy on who?
Yeah.
Newfoundland or Louisiana?
Quebec, there's just no comparison. I don't know. What would Quebec be, Joseph? Like, Quebec would be, gosh. Quebec is so weird. Anyways, okay.
So is most of the United States.
Alberta is definitely our Texas, and Saskatchewan is our Saskatchewan is our what do you call it, Montana. That's for sure. Farmland, big farms,
Untouched.
yeah, untouched.
What state believes they're indispensable, but they're really quite dispensable?
Oh, don't go there, Joseph.
Yeah,
Don't
take that to Holy Wars.
Don't.
Yeah, that's a tough one because you're gonna have a lot of competition in there.
Listen, you tell that to. Hold on, I'm gonna get a little political here. Joe, you tell that to Quebec, okay?
Oh, that wasn't a Quebec joke.
No, but see who's dispensable for them. Equalization plans. Sorry. No, see, Alberta is our oil fields, right? And
Yeah.
so they're the only province pretty much who pays out equalization transfer money. So like they give money to other provinces, like because they make so much money. And so that's so like they're indispensable, but when you don't get the $15 billion that year, you tell me they're not, they're indispensable. Anyways, let's not talk politics. Yeah, so I'm not sure. So what else here? Like, gosh, Nunavut. That's a whole nobody compares to Nunavut. There's a lot of non-comparisons here.
Oh yeah.
Like what's
You know what?
what's the shittiest, like the known shittiest town in the States? Because that's where Joseph lives, in Toronto, in Canada. So what would be the American version of that?
Wow,
You're just asking for Cornwall jokes, man.
That's a difficult one, Dan, because I could tell you right now, Newark, New Jersey's high on that list.
We all have our little towns on that list.
I think every state has a section that they'd say,
That's
is
right,
the
A-Rod.
armpit, is the armpit.
No. New Jersey's the armpit of America, and that's all you need to know.
Well, Molson, what's your the guys in like Newfoundland? Are they like the
Newfoundland?
great Newfoundland?
Newfoundland. Yeah, we're going to the park.
You just can't understand a damn thing.
I'm
I
sorry.
don't know. I don't know how to describe how they speak. They're like the mix of like I don't know.
They have an interesting twang.
They have a twang. It's like you can honestly. Let me see if I can find a video of this. You guys are gonna.
I'm thinking of. I'm thinking of like great seafood. I'm thinking. I'm going to a different area than you guys. I'm thinking great seafood. I always have a pipeline to those guys on 40 meters. They seem like great guys. Maybe some great tourist areas. Go for a couple days, and But I'm thinking, like I said, I'm thinking seafood. I don't know why.
Daniel, pull up like Rick Mercer or something. Goes to Newfoundland.
Hold on. You guys keep talking.
Mike,
I'm gonna find.
Did you get out this weekend?
Yeah, I did. Actually, I got a chance to work James. I went out on Sunday to a threefer in. I'm outside of Rochester, New York, in Western New York, and my buddy and I went out. So we had two operators at a threefer, just handing out 6 contacts at a time to whoever wanted them. So we worked a lot of park to parks. It was fun, and even though it was the VHF contest too. So I even brought like my 220. Like J pole and a dual band, the Ed Fong one, and threw those up on the mast for a little bit to work some of the local guys and help them out in the contest. I wasn't really participating, but it's good to make some park to parks on 220 and some of that stuff. So it's fun.
Quick question for you: how much snow did you guys get in that part of New York?
Yeah, we got a lot. I got it was a foot when I was shoveling Monday morning. And then we got a few more inches. So probably like where I am in the suburbs of Rochester, like 15 inches plus. So
yeah,
it happens like, from time to time.
Oh yeah.
But
you guys usually get more out that way than we do, I think.
Yeah.
You guys never heard of that newfangled device called a snow thrower? You guys are still using a shovel? Or do you have kids?
Mine was dad always starting this year, so it is what it is. I got to get around to getting it fixed, but
my dad always says I don't have a snowblower. I have 2 sons, but one of them moved out, and guess who's left?
Yeah,
you.
Aww. So here you go. Here's Ham Radio Crash Course. Josh, welcome with the hard questions. Which province eats the most Tims?
Manitoba didn't have anything else.
Ontario, I don't know. Vancouver is Starbucks crazy. So there's one. I used to do some work in Vancouver, and there's some intersections where there's literally a Starbucks on each corner of the intersection.
Really?
So yeah,
like
big time
It's
Starbucks.
like Dunkin' Donuts out here. It's like Dunkin' Donuts out here for us.
Province that does the most. I don't know. Yeah, it's gonna have to be Ontario. Most Tim Hortons. Most Tim Hortons, Ontario. So just because the population and there's more Tim Hortons than Starbucks. Yeah. Ontario.
And I just got text from my wife. It's Newfoundland or Newfoundland.
It's Newfoundland.
He said it again. Newfoundland.
Newfoundland. So I apologize for my grammar mistake with geography.
Don't worry. Once we get a VO1 on here, he'll accept the apology. Until then, you're fine.
Yeah, but he's also going to say, "I'm sorry you pronounced it wrong."
No, I remember one time I was coming back from a business trip. I think I was flying back from Chicago or Texas or something like that. And I was at the customs in Montreal. And this guy was there, and he walks up to me and he's like, "Oh," and I'm like, "Are you from Australia?" He's like, "No, Newfoundland." So it's like really a mix of like, no, I'm dead serious. Like, it's such a weird, like when you get a really heavy, thick Newfoundland accent, forget it. It's like cross. It's like the cross between this isn't to make fun of people, but it's like the cross between what do I say? Like an Irishman, somebody with Down syndrome, and an Australian. Like, no, I'm dead serious, guys, and it's not to make. Dead serious.
No,
I'm dead serious.
Too far.
I'm gonna get cancel culture Molson, but I'm dead serious.
Beer snack, you better read the legal again.
I don't think I have legal for that one.
I'm dead serious, guys.
We'll have to create one.
I gotta call the lawyers now and be like, yeah, we gotta put this down. Call the media center and let's just oh no, Daniel was acting on his own. Daniel's opinions and comments are his own and do not reflect Big Ham Radio Clubhouse.
What?
There you
Is it
go.
because I said something about Irishman? Is that it?
Daniel, what did you do?
Oh, see, you say, see, you just offended Shane, and now he's here.
Well, that's not hard to do.
What? Get Shane to show up or offend him? Oh, offend him.
See all the above.
Okay.
Well, look who decided to show up, Mr.
Sorry,
Radar.
guys.
I'm sorry, I'm doing a radar.
And I'm not in front of my other computer, so
I
if
was
the
gonna say,
audio
not-
sucks, tell me.
Not your normal
Yeah,
mic
it's
tonight.
such
I
a
thought
different
maybe you're at Jason's house in his bathroom or something.
Oh.
No.
What? You dropped off Jason, and you had to use the bathroom, and Jason said, "No, go outside in the yard.
You need to go water a tree, son.
Go water the tree. Go down to the truck stop. Go down to Buc-ee's."
Hey, they've got the cleanest bathrooms around. So
And there's 700 of them.
Is there really
bathrooms
700?
I swear to God, you walk in there and it's wall-to-wall toilets. All you can hear is the butt trumpets going off from start to finish. It's like you're in a chorus in there. Like, am I in a
Like-
cathedral or something?
No, they just had their colonoscopies. Remember, we discussed that a few weeks ago.
Right?
See?
Absolutely.
all right.
Anyway,
So
moving
Brady-
along. Moving on.
Because that's what put her over the edge, eh, Don? Is talking about bathroom trumpets. Had nothing to do with my
Plasma.
comments.
Plasma Storm. It's always a pleasure for having Plasma Storm out here.
Here we go. Here's an actual ham radio question. Does
Real
anyone know
question.
the antitone equivalent of the color free setting? Color code free setting.
I'm
no
going
clue
to
about that.
possibly zero. If zero is an option, but zero might be.
Well, Jason, oh, man, I'm gonna get in so much trouble. Josh from Ham Radio Crash Course is in the comment section. Maybe he can answer that. I don't. This is the second time that I called Josh Jason and Jason
But-
Josh, and I think it's
well,
because
so
Jason
wait.
jinxed it with his stupid show. That
As
he
long as
said
it's not
that.
James and Joseph.
Yeah,
Jason's the DMR expert. Though.
Yes.
I don't know anything about.
Well, we should ask him if we can DMR through a DX commander, but he might not know that.
He's got to build it first.
Yeah.
it. Ooh.
Not
Well,
gonna happen.
Technically, if you took the DMR radio on the hotspot and put the DX commander box in the middle, it would be DMRing through a DX commander.
There you go.
The DX commander does work on 2 meters though.
Yes, it does. Doesn't mean that it works well, but it does work.
It's actually pretty decent.
I have a
There you
shout
go.
out to Todd, Kilo Yankee 4 Tango Golf. He chased us today like no other. We got him in the logs a couple different times. So Todd, thanks for chasing us today. That was a blast.
Excellent. Excellent.
So
Did
Todd,
you get Dave VE3LDT?
Yeah, I think so.
Right on.
So Todd's a pretty cool guy. We haven't seen him around in a while, but he used to be around more often. And he lives where in Kentucky, right? No,
Kentucky.
Yep.
Kentucky.
Yep.
Lives on a farm with his family. He has all kinds of cows and stuff. Todd,
Just like you.
yeah, hit me up in the Discord. We should talk sometime. It'd be nice to talk with you guys. It's been a long time.
Hey,
So,
you guys are gonna, you guys gonna have beef.
That was so
Beer Snack, I do have a joke for you, but I'm gonna wait. I've been holding on to this joke for 3 days, so I'll wait to the end.
Literally, he hasn't put it down.
Do you need some laxatives?
I've been carrying this thing in my wallet for 3 days.
Is this the idea for the show that you posted 2 days ago?
so,
Oh man.
so Phil Murph says color code 0 is on the Anytone. So hopefully that answers your question. So,
Oh.
yeah.
You ask and we get answers, one way or the other.
Very good. So it's we've been going at it just under 2 hours here. So you guys want to do the round and go around the room and say our bid adieu to everybody? What do you want to do? Or keep going?
Yeah,
I missed Shane all night.
right.
How'd it go overall, Shane?
You know, it went really well, other than the fact that the road was closed going to the first park, which kind of threw everything out of sync. But the game plan was to be on the air by 8:30, 9 o'clock, and that didn't happen. So
Right.
we get there, and of course the road, it says road closed, and I'm like, signs are whatever.
That's just
So I
a
drive around. I
suggestion.
drive around the sign,
That's
and I get on down there, and sure enough, the gate's locked. I was like, damn it! So
signs.
we ended up having
Signs
to
like
go the
that.
other.
Signs like that are for people who only have 2-wheel drive. You were in a rental
Exactly.
probably with all-wheel or 4-wheel, right? So
You
they-
bet.
see-
So
Hold
I
my
want to
hold
know,
my beer. I mean, wait, water. Wait.
Yeah.
was that like a oh crap moment when you seen that?
Yeah,
Or
because
now
I've
what?
been eyeballing that park for about 3 or 4 weeks because it's only been activated a few times and hasn't been activated since April. Gee, I wonder why.
Is that the park that they're working on? And there's a certain section that you knew. Gotcha.
Yeah. And that portion of it's now closed too. So
Mm.
I think technically
heard
we
you
could
was
go to
coming.
the gate. They did.
Mhm.
They were like, screw this guy. He's driving an hour and a half to get here.
At least he's gonna fly his drone. So
Pay the guy $20 to give him a coffee. Let's go. Get me in.
Right. But what I thought, because technically we probably could have set up by the gate and activated, but I was like, that's kind of sketch. And I'm behind a road closed sign, so I probably don't want to spend too much time there. So we headed to park number 2, which was the Possum Kingdom State Park. And the first setup, and this will be, I tried to film a video, but I was so flustered from not having the first park, from being so completely thrown out of sync. And if you've ever done a YouTube video, you know what happens when it doesn't go the way you want it to go. So now I'm like,
in the order
damn
of
it.
what your right, the order that your
Exactly.
brain has it, right?
right. Because I've been planning this for like a week, a couple of weeks
Yeah.
to get this all lined up, and now nothing's working. Then we get to the second park. The park's beautiful. I had never been there before, and exactly, T-Ray. And
So,
for those that are on the podcast, it says, "I thought you could be within 100 feet of the gate." Joseph said.
Well, it's not 100 feet of the gate. Okay, so if you're at a national trail or a trail, it's 100 feet of the trail and trailhead, but you have to be within the confines of the park. You have to be within the border of the park.
Right.
So if you stand on the
So,
other side of the gate, you're technically in the park.
Right. You, your
Exactly.
equipment, everything. You and your equipment.
We probably could have activated it, but we probably didn't want to stick around too long. But we get to the second park, and so I go to set up the Buddy Stick Pro and get everything laid out, and I can't tune it. It will not tune for nothing. And then I start looking around, and there's metal hand railings going all around in front of us. There's a metal barbecue pit, and then there's this giant metal sign, and like there's so much metal. That thing won't tune if it gets around too much metal, which we learned today. But we messed around too much. So my tip of the week, or my tip for anyone who's doing POTA, take 2 antennas or 3 antennas.
You heard it here,
You never
folks.
know.
You heard it here,
Never know.
guys. Just a tip. Just a tip.
Just the tip.
Just the tip,
Yeah, my only
and
tip.
only for a minute,
Only
It's
for a
only
minute.
because that's how long the antenna will last if you put too much power through it.
Yeah, then it'll melt and it'll get a curve to it.
Yeah,
talking
they don't make a
about
pill for that.
No, you don't want to melt your Wolf River coil. Anyway, so we thought back and was like, there's this guy, K8MRD, who just leans these masts up into a tree, and I was like, well, shoot, let's try that. So we put my Pac 10 Mini, leaned it up into the tree, plugged everything in, flat across 20, and I was like, all right, 20 it is. And on the second CQ, I had a station coming back to me already, and we were off in the races from that point.
Excellent. Good.
So we would have been done probably 2 or 3 hours sooner if we didn't have to go so far north to catch the additional park, because the first one.
Backtrack. Yeah.
Well, you do know that you can do the same park twice as long as you travel the distance, right?
Yeah, but I'm not. I wanted more parks. I didn't want to half-ass it, as they say. I wanted to,
Just
He had
Joseph.
already- what he's saying is
Joseph.
already
What? You don't want to half-ass it? You want to full-ass it?
I wanted to
Joe-
give it the beans.
Joseph, you just take
$500
care of that
fine.
heat shrink. Joseph, just take care of that heat shrink. Shane knows exactly what he's doing.
And off the camera.
Yeah, right. All right, Don. So you've been holding on to that joke for a few days, yeah? Literally in your hand, holding on to it. Did you bring it to the dispatch center and bring it home?
Yeah.
Put it in your wallet? Yeah.
No.
Did it leave a ring in your wallet in your back pocket?
Does it smell like stale parts?
Hang on.
Why haven't you went and got it laminated yet?
Right? he said,
We're gonna get on to him.
So, hey, Shane.
Yes.
How do you stop Canadian bacon from curling in your pan? Take away the brooms.
Oh man, that's
You better, Don?
That's bad.
Yeah, I'm a little better. Molson has his Canadian flag hanging there. What's that? Show that again. There you go.
What?
Tim Hortons, baby.
It's Tim Hortons, man.
It's a Tim's cup.
And Plasma Storm, sorry, we got sidetracked.
What's up?
He was Plasma was waiting for us to wrap it up.
Oh.
Yeah, he was. He was like, "Hey, I thought you guys were going around the room. What happened?" Well,
Yeah.
Shane
Well,
showed
we
up,
stopped
started
at Shane.
talking, and then Don decided, that he was going to try and threaten me with a dad joke that he's
All
holding
right,
on to.
tell us your dad joke there, Don.
Hold on to your butts.
Why do ducks have tail feathers?
Go ahead.
To cover their butt quacks.
Okay, I'm glad you helped me.
I'm sorry. I had a very I had a.
That was such an innocent. That was such an innocent dad joke. That's like one of my kids would have said that at 4 years old.
I had a semi-challenging day at work today. I pulled this out of the wallet and I just needed something to make me laugh today.
Some people have pictures of their kids in their wallet. Don has dad jokes.
Right? 73, John Ham radio operator.
Go on, John. 73.
All right.
I will say this: the minute you throw a QRZ or a CQ late shift parks on the air, you best be ready.
Oh yeah.
Oh my god.
Oh yeah.
That's
major leagues, isn't it? That's like
we
NFL.
So we had pilots today, and I hate cutting it off at 10 or 15 contacts to move to the next park because there's so many people that are waiting. And I tried to tell them, I was like, just stay here. Give me 45 minutes if you can. I'm going to respot. I'll be probably within 10 of where I'm at right now. We tried to activate on the same frequency every time. We had to shuffle around a little bit, but for the most part, we were able to.
That's not a bad plan. That's actually a pretty good plan thinking about it. 10, 15 KC either way for a net or whatever.
Yeah.
Who's cooking in the kitchen there? Who's making all the noise?
That's Joseph.
That's me. Sorry.
He's peeling all the glue out of the heat shrink.
What do you expect, guys? I told you before. What else could you expect from a Torontonian?
Toronto. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
But there was a point where there were so many stations in that late shift pileup, I couldn't even make one out. So I told them, I said, guys, you got to space it out a little bit. I'm trying here, but you're all jumping in there together.
That's where you got to pull the Izzo. You got to go. Can I get one land, please?
Hey. So I kind of did pull an Izzo. I stopped everything and I said, hey, since we've been going for a few minutes here, do we have any QRP stations? Do I have any park to parks? Do I have any? And I stopped, slowed it down that way.
I got a dare.
Then when nothing was heard, I said QRZ. He's like,
I got a dare.
Do with toilet paper.
All over you.
Izzo, I dare you on your next set of activation
this weekend.
Okay, and you got to record this. Is that be like QRZ, and then at one time you go, all right, guys, time for the dad joke session, and you give a dad joke out over the air, and then you call QRZ. I want you to do that.
I gotta find
SKC. Thanks for joining us tonight.
Hey, brother Don, so long. I gotta find a POTA joke to make it I gotta find a POTA joke.
There you go.
Or else create a POTA joke. Or
yeah.
I just walked into that one.
Just walk around to make sure you keep it in your pocket for a couple of days.
Yeah, I know.
I want to laminate it in case it's cold and wet out.
What is wrong with laminating?
There's nothing wrong with laminating. It's just
don't laminate your social security card. I found out.
I got you a photo joke, Don.
What's that?
Oh, here we
Are
go.
you ready for it?
Yeah.
What is the difference between Don and Steve?
What's the difference?
Steve actually hammed hard enough to break through the pileups today.
No, he's all fairness. That's like the second or third 80-meter activation. I can't get you, and I'm going crazy because I'm using my DX Commander.
Wait a minute.
Not 80.
Wait a minute. Have you had your colonoscopy yet? If not, you won't work on it.
Okay, I got one. Here's one close to home. Okay, just came up with this myself. What goes up with the wind and hard to come down?
Scout's antenna.
Hey!
Nice.
Scout's antenna.
Nice.
Wow.
Where's he at?
I haven't seen Scout.
He's not here tonight.
He's probably still hanging out in the tree trying to get his antenna out of it.
Save that.
Well, he did say he had to go work in the office today, so he may have got.
Oh, save that for
I think he's gonna try to chase us on POTA today. I didn't do that.
You have
Whoever hit the
continuity.
button.
That's me. Sorry.
Okay.
Damn it, Joseph.
I'll mute myself. 1 second.
Oh, goodness gracious.
Where's the mute button? There.
Where is Frank? Bounce him out here and bring in Frank. Where's Frank?
I'm gonna have to get going soon.
Trust me. I make less noise than that guy.
Oh, we'll bring that to Ham Court.
So I will say it was great to work, Steve. It was great to work you in the log. Got you twice or 3 times?
Twice. I couldn't get
and
you.
Izzo, the last time I tried to work you was at Ray Roberts State Park, and we could not make that connection. But today, I don't remember if we got it on film or not, but today, man, it was crystal clear coming into Texas.
Video or it didn't happen?
Well, I have some video of it.
That one hit the cutting room floor, didn't it?
Right.
No,
we were sitting there. We both looked at each other, and I was like, "Was that Foxtrot Yankee Golf?" He goes, "Well, I think so." And I was like, "That's Izzo." We can never hit Izzo from here.
Then I wanted to work you guys on 40, and I just couldn't pull it off.
I got Steve on 40 because he couldn't hear us on 20 on the last part because the band was going long. I think 20 was starting to go long. He was skipping over us, but we were able to pick him up on 40.
Yeah.
And I accidentally
myself over in Half Moon Bay.
Yeah,
because I accidentally clicked one of the filters on the POTA on the spotting page, and 80 popped up, and that's where I saw James. I said I'm going to get James, but all of a sudden, 80 just came alive, and I could hear another deep pile up the guy was running. So, you know,
all in all, it was a fun day. I wish I would have been able to do this on the Support Your Parks weekend. And I'll shut up now. I know we're running kind of long today, so I'll let somebody else gab for a few minutes. But I'm sorry I missed half the show or all the show tonight.
We have some duty. We have some duties for you to.
Don't
remember. I do the podcast, so I'll hear all this nonsense that's coming up.
Don't worry, Shane. Your shirt's still on. You're good. Your shirt's still on.
Listen.
My beer. Oh wait, I don't have a beer.
We should say this. It's a good thing this show got created, right? Because we almost figured out how were we going to have a show tonight. So
absolutely, because someone forgot to set the show up, and that was me. And we got halfway between the first 2 parks, and I looked at Jason. I was like, "Oh crap! I forgot to set the clubhouse up tonight." I was like frantically. I was like, "Oh, I hope I have a text message." Guys, sorry.
So I said I better throw something on Twitter just to say, "Hey, we are live tonight." And,
Yep.
Good job, Steve. Thanks for picking that up for me.
Did you do all the driving, Shane?
Yes.
Wow.
I used to be a truck driver, man. Today was nothing.
Driving Miss Daisy. That's what you did today. Driving Miss Daisy.
Mm-hmm.
And video ramblings of Matthew. I got 5, and we did it in less than. We started at 10 o'clock this morning and finished it before 6 p.m. Central.
Well, we can't wait to see your videos in the next couple of weeks when you're done editing. So thank you both of you. That's going to be fun to watch.
All right, real quick, hold on.
right.
Before we wrap everything up, Drop the link real quick for StreamYard.
Where am I dropping?
The StreamYard? Okay.
Yes. There you go. PB at 80s. Hurry up and do it before somebody else gets it.
Good job, man. Video Ramblings of Matthew, another 5-part, man. That's awesome. I like when people are going out and activating all these things.
Hey,
guys.
Pat.
Hello.
Hello. Who's that junior ham there? What's his name?
Nice.
That's Braden. He's a future operator.
Excellent.
Fantastic.
Nice.
Excellent.
I worked
How
at
you
high
doing?
school today. I can't wait.
He just went to the Capitals game where they beat Winnipeg.
Nice. Good job.
We don't. We're okay with that. We don't care too much for Winnipeg here in Canada. That would be in Manitoba. So, like I was saying before, yeah, Florida man.
He's a little mic shy. We're getting him used to using the radio, but yeah, I thought I might pop in and say hello.
Hey Pat, I just want to say congratulations on this weekend with your Pfeiffer from Washington D.C.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun. The element, sorry about the noise, but the elements kind of moved in on me on Sunday. It started snowing about noon my time, so I had to kind of jet out of there.
No, that's okay, man. When I worked you and I'm writing that stuff down, I'm like, holy cripes, it's the Pfeiffer.
Yeah, I know. I got a QSL card in your box, so keep on the lookout for it. I think you get a kick out of it too.
Very cool.
Excellent.
I'm gonna mute myself because it's a little noisy. So.
Well, thank you for coming on tonight. We definitely appreciate it.
All right. So, what do I got going on? Yeah, I'm probably gonna try and stay awake this week. We'll leave it at that.
Hey, that's goals right there, buddy.
Definitely needed that nap. Oh. But when you wake up from the nap, it's like, what year is it? How long have we passed through 2022 yet? You know, is it all over yet? Anyway, guys, even though I was late, it's always nice to see you. It's always a great time. Thank you for everything you guys do.
Take care. Yeah, awesome.
Are we all gonna
Who's
say
next?
goodbye,
Who's
or is it
next?
just gonna like?
Who's next?
Mike, what do you got going on, Mike?
Well, what can I say that I haven't said already?
I'll say it again.
No, thanks. Glad to be on the show, guys. Keep it going. It's a lot of fun, and I'm looking forward to getting out again this weekend when I get a chance.
Like a t-shirt, Mike.
Hey,
What's
Mike,
that?
we have,
Yeah.
Stand up.
I like
Stand
that
up. Show
t-shirt,
everybody your
man.
shirt. Stand up. There you go.
Nice.
Nice.
Hey, Mike, I got a question for you. We have back channels that we discuss here, and there's been a question. And listen, the Clubhouse had elected a secretary, and wasn't available tonight. And then Beer Snack was supposed to fill in. Were you ever voted on the Ham Radio Clubhouse?
No.
Oh well, I would like
hang
to make a
on. Well, there you
motion.
go.
Okay.
I'd like to make a
Second.
motion to have
Third.
Mike as a member.
I'm looking 4th or 5th, whatever we're up to.
Yep.
All in favor?
Hi.
Aye. Welcome
All
to the
right.
Ham Radio Clubhouse, my friend.
Thank you, Mike.
Thank y'all.
So I got distracted reading the technical specs on the QRP antenna switch that Joseph's doing. And so I just been like, yeah, okay, Beer Snack, that sounds good. You're awesome. But for me, guys, I'm
Now I
happy
know
to be here
how he
every
really
Tuesday.
feels.
No, man, I was distracted. I was reading it. Anyway, so it's always fun to be here on a Tuesday. I don't got any news because I'll never own up to what I promised you guys. So see you next Tuesday.
That's awesome, Pat.
You're the best.
Let us know when he's
man.
ready to test, Pat.
Exactly.
Oh, absolutely.
James,
We'll
what do
take
you
care
got
of that
coming
for
up?
you.
All right, who's next?
James.
James.
I'm just going to be out there poding every day, like always, and I'll be live streaming tomorrow night at 10:30. Everybody come by.
Oh,
Are you going for that Park a Day award?
I wasn't going to because it just seems like it's impossible. There's like too many things that can happen, but yeah.
Nice.
You got a good
Activating a park
streak.
a day.
I'm not doing the hunting a park a day. I'm doing the
Activated park.
You got a good streak going already. You're what? You're
Yeah.
18 days in. Come on. 18 out of 364 days, 65. Come on.
I was gonna say, I think there's only gonna be 2 activators that do it.
Well, I mean,
James and Bill.
Bill,
you know,
I was thinking Bill too.
It's things can happen, you know, like you can be out Sunday night and you can even tell the pop-up guys the ice is really picking up. Let's pick it up here. And next thing you know, you don't drive home because it's too bad. You end up stopping at your daughter's and staying. Like tonight's the first night I've been home since Saturday.
Oh, goodness. I was about to say, that sounds like a story coming from experience.
Yeah.
Nice.
But I did talk to a really interesting contact, and I'll call it quits. I did get to talk to a pilot while he was flying over Virginia. He hunted me down on Saturday.
Nice.
So
Nice.
I enjoyed that one.
Aeronautical Mobile.
Yep.
What was he flying? Don't leave us hanging.
Plane.
Oh, no kidding. Was it a jet? How high? Do you know anything?
I think it was a giant bird.
There's airline.
Yeah,
There's airline.
it's
I don't know.
There is so there's
You're
a
not what
we also
HF
have a
ones.
we also have someone in Discord who's a not Navy. He's a Coast Guard pilot, I think, that does POTA. He hunts POTA while he's flying.
This guy was from Texas. If that
Oh,
helps.
I think he flies for Spirit. He does a YouTube channel, so you may be on his YouTube channel.
Nice.
Might be.
I think that's the only thing Spirit does well.
Yeah, I think so too. I mean, wait. The opinions expressed here are of my own and not Southwest Airlines.
Yep. Gotta cover.
We should put that in text somewhere.
Just run a banner. We should just run the banner on the bottom.
Well, so no, we need to, as part of the intro, just include the disclaimer recorded.
That's true. Yeah.
I've asked for people to record stuff for the intro. So.
I'm sorry.
I actually have to figure out. I never say the same thing twice, so I got to write it down. Actually,
Well, my thought was, Shane does the podcast, so he could just clip it out and save it, and just add it into the intro.
I've only recorded the podcast intro once. I just reinstall it, clip it in every time. But anyway, I'm going to shut up so that we can do the round robins here, so we can catch up after the show's over.
Yep.
There's some people in there need to get to work tomorrow.
Right?
Yeah.
Joe Brett, what you got going?
Man, I'm just sitting there hanging out, being quiet, talking, bust somebody in the knee like Izzo for his laminated map or whatever. But I've had a great time, even though Shane and Beer Snack was off doing their own thing, sleeping or whatever. But I was sitting here filling out a QSL card. I got this new card in the mail today. You can't really see it on the camera, but it's from Spain, and it came directly to my P.O. box. That was cool. And I'm going to write him back, and he stamps on the back. He stamps a, you can't see it right there, his return address. But on his QSO card, it's different. And I don't know which one to send it. I mean, it's the same address, but it's formatted different.
Send it send it the same way. It's name, address, and zip code. So whatever it is on his return address, send it that way.
Exactly how it's written.
But
Daniel,
it's
do you know
got a different format on the card. The same address, but it's different format.
What is
I would do it
QRZ have?
however it's on the return address on the envelope.
I'm just going
I
to take
know.
the post office and say, hey, how do I need
Hey,
to
Figure it out.
I need to get this. I need to get this over to El Spaño. How's this work?
Why don't you just send them two? Why don't you send them two QSL cards
I
One
am.
to each address.
and each address, and it would be fun for him to reply which one came in first, and that'll be a future show.
Well, my problem is
content,
the one that he put on the content, the one he put on the envelope is formatted like a USA PO box, and I don't want the post office trying to deliver it to a post office that they can't find in the United States.
Do it what he has, because that's what I was thinking is that there's like here we have different we have postcode, you guys have zip codes. Use what he has on his QRZ.com if that's what you can do, because it's probably best to do it that way.
I guess.
So.
I agree. So that's what I'm doing. What are y'all doing?
Izzo.
I got logs to process.
I will be out on Saturday and or Sunday, whether I sit in one park for 4 to 6 hours or whether I hit a whole bunch. I don't care. I'm playing POTA. I don't care if it rains. I don't care if it snows. I don't care if the world ends. I don't care if we have a tsunami. I am playing. I don't care if I got to turn it into tsunamis on the air. I will be playing POTA. I will just leave you all with this. You can make fun of all of my lamination that products I have done. Someday I'll show you my label maker that I have, and I'll just leave it at that.
He's going full Sheldon on us.
Done. It's okay, man.
I will tell you how back in the days when I had the Dynamo label maker to I graduated to the Brother P Touch.
Look at
Dons,
that.
Do you label? Did you label your label maker?
Yes, I did label my label maker.
You see this, Don? I'm just giving you a hard time because I do the same things you do.
No. But I'm talking back in the day. I gotta go find what we had back in the day.
You had that.
You had the plastic one with the dial.
You had the dial. You had to squeeze it really hard.
Click,
and then it had
you screwed it up. You screwed it up. You had to cut it off. You had to start all over again. That stuff was.
But they had one. They had one little notch for the scissor that would cut the.
Hey Don, it's very important. We learned a big thing tonight. You know, you didn't get your grandfather's keys, and it'd be a shame if your great grandkids or your grandkids didn't get your laminator, your ham radio laminator. So I think what you need to do is you need to get somebody to hold it in trust until you have a grandchild who shows a passion for laminating ham radio things.
So what you're telling me, it's okay for the ICOM 705 to get sold for $200, but
yeah,
80.
But for now, okay, $80 now. But the most important thing we save is the lamination. Is the laminate? I've got a great laminator, and those lamination sheets come in either a 3 mil or a 5 mil. And someday we will talk about the difference of those.
Yeah, but Don, there'll be a day where there'll be another show on YouTube and I'll come into the comments section. And I was like, eyewitness Izzo, your grandfather laminate one time. And no one can laminate like him. No one could laminate. He used to do this when it was rolling through the machine, and there
were never any air bubbles. It was always 100% sealed, and he could cut it perfectly.
He had a laminator on a lawnmower.
Dude, I want to see somebody with a friggin' lawnmower that has an antenna and a friggin' radio on it. I just want to. I had
a CB. Real quickly, I had the CB. I don't know where I would find that. Because there was a picture. I had dungaree shorts with the fringe. I had the
mullet,
Budweiser, the Budweiser,
the fringe, the boots with the fur.
No,
oh God. That song's gonna be stuck in my head. Thanks.
It was a
which version?
Oh my
God!
The
Beach Boys version.
I had the magnetic. I had the magnetic mount. What happened? What did we lose? Who did we scare away?
Steve, will you save this show so that we can all catch up after the show tonight, so these good folks can make it to work on time? I don't want to get called and saying y'all made me late to work.
It's not our fault.
We'll have to write you a note. We'll have to write a note.
So, I got a mail call today.
Oh,
I got a stack of POTA stickers that just came in at random. I had no clue they were coming. So, but I am headed to Florida this weekend.
Oh, where'd you guys get those? Who do I have to work? Who do I have to work?
We just sit back and be quiet. People love us.
Yeah.
Wow. I activated 5 parks today.
Next week I'm not going to say a
sticker
word
for each one of them.
Fine. Then next week I'm not going to say a word. I'm just going to sit here.
So
until I get stickers, I'm not saying another damn word.
Exactly.
Did the envelope have a call sign on it when you got those?
Yes.
Okay. Inns and Fox whiskey.
Yeah, and bless his heart, like he already sent me one, but it was one single sticker. And somebody in the chat on one of the other shows or one of our past shows, they were talking about it in chat. And I said, are you the one that sent me that sticker? Because I couldn't find the envelope that the other one come in. And then I get these today and I'm like, oh man, I feel bad because like I wasn't asking for more, but I do appreciate it if you're watching.
I do.
So I'm
I
going
gotta
to
go
take
to the PO
these
box.
and some of the.
I'm good on QRZ.
If I get any QSL cards coming in from a POTA contact, I'll send a sticker back with it until I run out.
Yeah, I'm going to send him a Clubhouse sticker, one of mine, and QSL card.
Oh, good. So I don't have to send him a Clubhouse sticker.
No,
I was just going to say, who wants a Smoke Signals RF sticker? I'll trade.
I've got it.
Crickets.
And maybe
Crickets?
more. Maybe more.
So, yeah, the wife and I are headed to Florida this weekend. So,
I don't want to see you as a Florida man. We don't make headlines, buddy.
Is
we're
it going to
going
be
to
walking?
Universal, so you
Are
never
you going to
know.
be walking around in black socks and sandals on us?
Absolutely.
Absolutely.
Absolutely. So we'll see what's coming up.
Are you
Florida
going
man
down
caught
there?
playing with his antenna.
In public. And it was bent, so he put too much juice in it.
Are you
Well,
going
that's
down
been
there
another-
to threaten Bill?
No.
All right, let's shut her down, boys.
All right.
73, everybody.
73, thanks for joining us
us.
tonight.
Bye.